Pick'em contest.
Send your picks each week
To see if you are this year's Cascade picker. Sign up at 1580thefanatic.com.
Play against the Fanatic Air Staff and all the listeners.
You can score the grand prize of $1,580 or the second place prize of $500.
Provided by our friends at Harman Solar.
Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest.
Exclusively from your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56 in Arizona.
Chances are the technology you work with every day is an afterthought.
Until it isn't working.
Technical problems can throw a wrench in your day, but computer security issues can expose you and your customers to serious risk. Affinity Technology builds custom IT solutions that help small businesses thrive. No system is too complicated.
If it plugs in, we work with it.
Affinity Technology runs Arizona businesses. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harman Solar today. Harman Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
The 2021 football season is underway, and the Sun Devils have big expectations for an exciting year. You won't want to miss a minute of the action, and the Sun Devils want to see the House of Heat rocking for every home game. Join us Saturday, September 11th for a showdown with the UNLV Rebels in Tempe. Let's see Sun Devil Nation back in full force this season. Season tickets and mini plans are still available, so secure your seats today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
Contractors, are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go. Serving all types of contractors of any size, licensed in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K2.1 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We have Keon Rose in there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale, 25 and a half hours away from the start of the NFL season.
25 and a half?
25 and a half hours away because, the broadcast.
4:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, the broadcast starts at 4:30. Actually, the kickoff might be 5:30. So 26 and a half hours away.
Square root.
Randy, you don't have to do the math. I've already done the math.
Hang on, let me take my shoes off.
Yeah, please don't take your shoes off. There's no need to slow everything down because I've already done the math. He'll have to get there on his own.
Yeah, about 25 and a half hours away.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Give or take
Right
pregame.
now, I did all the math.
Well, thanks, Randy. I knew I could count on you. All right. So we're going to talk a lot football today. Now, tomorrow, we're going to be on at 2 p.m. We're going to be on a little bit early, getting ready for the big broadcast. But today, we're going to have your fantasy football expert, Siege, on. That's right. Siege is going to answer all your first game fantasy football lineup questions. So be ready for that. We'll do that about 5:18 later on in the program.
So I have a question.
Yes, Randy White.
So if we're going to be on at 2 tomorrow, is that a show from the Barstool, that filthy mouth show from the bar stool that has all the bleeps in it.
Right.
Is that going to be on at 1?
No. The main
Does that
event.
mean that the main event with Steve
Yeah.
is going to be on at noon?
No.
Does that
Nothing
mean
changes.
That, the damn the morning show's going to get off an hour early. I knew it. It was
No.
conspiracy.
It's the other way around.
It had ramifications all the way back to morning show.
No, the conspiracy goes against us and in their favor. They don't get time off. We just have to work more time than we really should. But technically, Radio Run's got me over a barrel on this one, so we have to come in at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And we are just going to go over the top of the filthy filth mouths that are on at 2 p.m.
So
Big Steve in the main event stays put, but
Yeah.
he has been required to swear like a sailor. So
So-
the main event is going to be
Okay.
R-rated tomorrow.
We're not going to get to swear and use 4-letter words and words about fornication and things like that.
Well, depends.
Do we have somebody manning the beeper?
Well, we don't have a beeper. We have a dump
What the
button.
hell?
So
What the hell's going on here?
we could fire the bleep sound effect every now and then just so people feel at home.
All right.
But, I don't know how many people actually listen to that show.
All
So,
right.
whatever the case, that is what's happening tomorrow. Blender starts at 2 p.m. Because we're going to be out here at 4:30 p.m. because that's when the broadcast for Thursday Night Football starts. Most weeks, it'll be on at 5 p.m. Now, Monday Night Football, until the time change happens or doesn't happen, I don't know, 4:30 p.m. for that. So Mondays, the Blender will be on at 2 p.m.
Wait a minute now. So we're going to work 2 till 6 p.m. on Mondays
No.
and Thursdays?
No, just
That's 4 hours to me. That's extra time. I think Ron's
Really?
getting extra time out of us. That,
not how it works.
He should be writing extra checks here.
No, so today,
Yeah.
normal day. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
we're just doing 2.5 hours. We're still getting
Wait
out
a
of this a half hour earlier.
Wait a minute. We're on at 2 tomorrow. We work
Yeah.
till 6 tomorrow.
No, tomorrow we work till 4:30. So it's 2 to 4:30, 2.5 hours.
Wait a minute.
So
That's 2.5 hours.
technically we still win.
I see
See?
what's going on
See?
here.
And
All
on
right.
Mondays, we
Wait a
still
minute.
win.
We still get paid for all 3 hours.
Yeah, we always do. So no matter what happens.
All right.
So even on Monday, when we do 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m.,
Yeah.
that's 2.5 hours.
All right.
Half an hour is free.
Hmm.
To us, we
All
still
right.
get paid. So
Yeah.
we're good.
Nice.
We're good.
All right. I'm good on that. Good on that.
So now you got it. You got it. You figured it out.
Yeah, I wrote it all down. It's in hieroglyphics. I'll go ahead and change it later.
All right. So as long as we all know, because a lot of times where we are forced at Ron Point to do a show earlier, people don't know we're doing it. And
Right.
we try to tell people who they still don't know we're doing it.
Yeah.
And then the next day they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to listen. And then I'm like, why did we bother?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
did we even bother?
Yeah.
But so anyways, back to my original point, our fantasy football expert will be on at 5:18 today. But most weeks on Thursday, he'll be on at 4:18. That way we get 40 minutes right before the game starts to get all your questions and last moment roster decisions answered.
I have a question.
Hmm.
At 5:18 today, did you say?
Yeah, 5:18 p.m.
Don't we have a break at 5:18? Would it be he's going to be here during the commercial break of our radio program at 5:18?
You're just getting all on my damn nerves, aren't you?
No, I'm trying to do the math
Just-
here. I want to talk to Siege. I got a bunch of questions here. I've got them laid out. I've been thinking about this.
It's just a general time I threw out after that break is when.
All right.
So let's not get bogged down in all the little details.
All right. Do we get extra pay for Siege being here at 5:18?
No, we don't. No.
No extra pay.
0%. No.
Okay.
Any other questions? Because I'd like to start the show.
Yeah, I think I'm all out. Go ahead.
All right. So, anyways, later on in the program, we have Siege. Tomorrow, we're on at 2 p.m. Go ahead and, mark your calendars, your day
I've already
planners,
done that.
whatever
Yeah.
you need to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's got it right here.
Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. With the 2 p.m. start, we'll finally get a 4-hour daily blender. No, see, again, the math. Let me handle the math, please. So, yeah.
That's not what I wrote down here. It's not what I wrote down here.
Could it be that you wrote it in hieroglyphics?
We're
and
only
it's just a little
we're only
confusing?
supposed to be on from 2 till 3 tomorrow because the football game is on. Those filthy filth mouths are not on tomorrow at all. Is that right?
The filthy filth mouths
We're
are not on.
2 to 3, and we go right to NFL at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. I got a new texter here on the text line. A new texter here on the Daily Blender. already has a name picked out. Now, this is a person who has in the past, texted, but never gave himself a name till now.
Okay.
Irish Mike.
Irish Mike. All
Yeah,
right.
Irish Mike is a Notre Dame fan. He says, "Gentlemen, you are the home of CBS Sports and Notre Dame football. Could you
Yes.
please tell me if Fanatic is airing this week's Notre Dame versus Toledo football game?"
Oh,
Yes, we are. It's on Saturday morning. He says, "I don't see any conflicts." Well, that's good enough for us.
yeah.
Because as long as Irish Mike doesn't see any conflicts, then by God, we're
Yeah.
doing it. We have it all figured out. Now, last week, you must have missed all the announcements where the Notre Dame game was moved over to our sister station, Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM.
Yeah.
And you would have still been able to hear it. And the reason that Irish Mike is kind of up in arms in this, he says, the NBC streaming services isn't available without subscribing.
No, yeah. Peacock.
So
yeah.
it's being held hostage by these people. And
Yeah.
he said, well, there's a lot of demand for this around here. So good thing you guys are having it. So
Yeah.
yes, Irish Mike, we got you covered with the Notre Dame. In fact, the broadcast, so starts at 11 a.m. With a little pregame action.
Yeah, 11 o'clock here on the big station, the Flamethrower. Yeah.
Mr. Wilbur says, so what you're saying for tomorrow is a cheer such as this, 4 more hours, 4 more hours,
No.
4 more hours. No,
it's not what I wrote down.
not
here.
even close to that. No,
It's,
Wilbur.
we're on at 2, and we go to 5:27 and a half. And then the show starts, and then the game starts.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I wrote down here.
I'm not even going to correct you.
Right there.
Daylight Drew says, perfect. You work right up to happy hour. Pour me a cold one of your choosing, please, Randy.
Very well.
Radio Ron says, Blender's on at 2 p.m. tomorrow. That's more exciting than Art Schleicher getting released from prison. Well, he says, by the way, I just wanted you to mispronounce his name again.
Huh.
Well, I didn't mispronounce it. That's actually how you say it. Schleicher. Big George says, I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Tiki and Tierney. I'm glad you guys are on tomorrow at 2 p.m. It'll give me
What?
something to listen to that I'll enjoy.
Miss Tiki and Tierney.
Yeah, they used to be on. Nothing really seems to work at 2 p.m. lately. On this.
A long time ago, we used to have a show that was on at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was us. Yeah.
Oh, Dan, that's right. It was
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Never mind.
We're not doing that again.
Ah,
No, Big George. Sports history. Will it be at 4:16 p.m.? No, I think what's going to start happening is on Thursdays or Mondays. No, you're right. On Mondays it will be 4:16.
4:16.
Yeah. On Thursdays it'll be.
Better add that to my.
Yeah, I think 4:16. Yeah, you're right.
Dang it.
No, he's
Hang on.
absolutely right. I thought he was wrong. He's right.
4:16.
Well, Wing Guru says, well, that's 30 minutes less of Randy's headache-inducing screaming and ranting and raving.
You're welcome.
What the hell, Wing Guru? Where'd that come from?
You're welcome.
Thunder Snow says, I got a bunch of fantasy questions for Splooge. No, it's Siege.
Siege.
It's Siege.
Yeah, no, it's
and
not-
he'll be on it around 5:18. Is that better,
Yeah.
Randy?
5:22. 5:21 or 22.
Bob Schwersky says, hey there, fellas. Let me get this straight. You guys were making up for bailing early on Mondays and Thursdays by extending the show till 6:30 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, correct?
No.
Boy, you
No.
guys
Hmm.
just
No.
leave 1580 The Fanatic on all the time,
Yeah.
and it'll start to make sense.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, Irish Mike says, you guys are awesome.
Well, thank you.
He says, many thanks. Kiss the Cook says, Coach Mark Few. Few beers too many, am I right, people? Oh, me. Just the Tip says, how are you now? Oh, not so bad. I messed it up. How are you now? Good, and you? Not so bad. As long as we're on the subject, Keon posts some awesome artwork on @SportsCloud on the Twitter. Are there any programming changes coming up that I should know about? There's
Yeah.
a whole lot to unpack there. Are you doing artwork? What's he talking about?
I'm not doing artwork, but I follow some artists on the Twitter, and I
Huh?
retweet.
They call
their
that stalking. And then programming changes.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow we're on apparently at 2.
Just said all of it
And
earlier.
it's Thursday night football. Of course, the damn opening of the NFL season, and we're going to be on at 2 and off at 4:30 because the NFL Network will take over here. Westwood One providing the coverage for us here on the Flamethrower 1580 Fanatic, and then on Monday we'll be on at 2 again, And once again at 4:30, the damn Westwood one will bump right into us.
Westwood
and we will be out at 4:30. So Thursdays and Mondays, we will be on at 2 and off at 4:30. I don't understand what the hell the big deal is.
Time out.
What?
Only this Thursday.
What's that?
Only this Thursday. After that, it's just regular time, and then we're just out of here at 5 p.m.
Well, there you go. You got the update right there.
Means we really win on that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like that day a lot.
Looking forward to the morning show. Crying about it. Mr. Wilbur says, did Keon fall out of the backseat of the car? Because he's awfully quiet right now.
Well, we're talking programming stuff, and, and Jeffrey said let him do the math, and I'm letting him do the math.
Just wish I hadn't. Fish Tank says, I'm a Notre Dame guy, but I'm not sure we're going to need to watch too closely this weekend against Toledo. Should be a stomping. No, you know what? Don't be so hard on the Notre Dame. I feel like you guys will do well against them.
Yeah.
Mr. Pringle says, so Siege comes on today for another beatdown of Jeffrey's fantasy team.
Maybe.
Excellent. Mr. Lefty, Mr. Hefty Lefty says, how about sports history at 3:16 each day? I like to do it towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
Daylight
too early.
Drew says, I was told there'd be no math. Now I need a shot, Randy. Give that man a shot. I think we've overamped their brains with this nonsense.
It's possible, but that's the reason why we're letting Jeffrey do the math, and you don't have to do any.
I had already done it, but Randy didn't want to listen.
Well, I did listen. I wrote it all down. It's right here on my paper.
Yeah, I don't need you to do that now.
We're on 2 o'clock tomorrow.
You're going to stab yourself
tomorrow.
with that
There
protractor thing.
So there it is, right here on my paper.
Yeah, Robert in Surprise says, Fanatics still the home of the Vegas Raiders? No. We decided we could play a ton of Raider games without having to be the home of the Raiders because we just play all the best of the primetime games. So there will be some Raiders games, but no, we're not technically the home of the Raiders.
Thank goodness.
We will not cut you. He says, is there 2 Monday Night Football games next week? No, they're not. They have stopped doing that, and by God, I'm actually happy about it.
I'm relieved.
I like 1 Monday Night Football game. I don't need 2, and they're like, "Well, it's first Monday of the year," and because it ends up being horrible. Because then by the way, who's doing Monday Night Football this year on the regular Monday Night Football?
It's the same guys as far as I know.
Oh crap!
But you've got the alternative. You got
definitely going to do that.
You got the Peyton brothers on ESPN2 doing some sort of alternate broadcast.
Yeah,
their living room.
I'm watching that. I don't want to hear these boneheads again.
Marv Levy, and you got
Steve Levy.
It's his son,
Marv Levy, and you got Shaq,
Shaquille O'Neal.
And then you got the other guy,
the guy you
former,
like, Louis Riddick.
Yeah, Louis Riddick, that's him. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to hear those idiots. So I'm going to watch the one with Peyton and Eli being idiots instead. I think that'll be fine. Or if I can sync it up, just listen to 1580 The Fanatic, Calvin Harlan, and Kurt Warner. They're the gold standard of anything.
I agree.
Robert Surprise says, you know what's really horrible? Thursday night football game. That hangover on Friday is no joke. Well, you don't have to get drunk every time there's football, Robert.
Well, it's Thursday night football, Jeffrey.
Yeah, well, I get it. That'll drive anybody to drink on how bad, who's got Thursday night football? Please tell me not Fox again. I don't want to have to listen to Joe Buck.
It's the NFL Network and Amazon, and
it's not Joe Buck, right?
I think.
But they're on Fox. Can somebody check that? That's the worst part. Thunder Snow says, Jeffrey, I think you forgot to carry the 2. Please check your math again. No, I know I got my math right. I got my math right. You check your math. Okay. Thunder Snow. Okay. Once you. Okay. Thunder Snow. Okay. Check your math.
Jeffrey. Take it easy.
Yeah, you guys try and take away for what may be a happy moment for me. A couple of things came across the wire that I love.
Across the wire?
Yeah, across the wire.
Wow, you still have the wire in
we
your
teleport
studio?
back to 1920? What?
No, it's on a dot matrix printer. But two things, 2 headlines. Joey Gallo, massive bust for Yankees. Excellent. Garrett Cole injury should really be concerning to Yankee fans. I don't want to be happy that a dude got hurt, but if he's going to get hurt anywhere, I'm very happy he's getting hurt on the Yankees. Can I find some moral high ground there at all? because
almost none.
I don't want Garrett Cole to be in pain or lose money or be hurt. But if it was going to happen anyways, I'm glad he's a Yankee.
There's almost no way to frame that where you have the moral high ground. I see you trying to do it, that he was going to get hurt anyway.
Right.
And
I didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
But now it's happened. I'm glad he's a Yankee when it happened. So it's nothing about him. It's more about the fact I'm just glad that something is hurting the Yankees.
Garrett Cole pulling a hamstring.
Yeah.
That's rough for a pitcher too, by the way.
Yeah. And he has been iffy with the injury. So I kind of feel like the Yankees need Garrett Cole. And I feel like the Yankees could have really used Joey Gallo if he hasn't gone down in flames.
Can you explain to me? So I watched the Yankees a few times this year on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
I never noticed that Joey Gallo had any sort of a bust at all.
Right.
So what happened?
No.
Was he taping him down or what?
No.
Was
He
happening here?
is a bust. He does not have. I mean, I've never seen him with his shirt off. I can't tell you. Maybe he's got an impressive bust. But
all right,
we've been talking a lot about busty athletes lately.
Yeah.
Had Hunter
that's
Henry
fair.
yesterday.
That's fair.
Joey Gallo.
Sure. No, 35 games with the Yankees. He's only hit 130. And he's got a 291 on base percentage, 325 percentage, and ops of 617. He's only had 6 home runs and driven in 13 runs. And he has struck out 61 times at the plate, 151 times. So he's striking out 40.3% of the time at the plate.
Yeah, well, what do you expect? You got him from the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
The hell do you expect from this guy?
So now him being a bust, I'm pretty happy. But Garrett Cole, I again.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm just glad he's a Yankee when it happened.
Oh,
I feel like I still have the moral high ground.
I don't know.
Barely.
Well, I know you hate the Yankees, but
yeah,
wow,
I really do hate the Yankees.
Hamstring.
It's not like a career-ending thing, you know. The hamstring of
but it's a hamstring. Oh, dear
Mhm.
God!
And baseball players get paid no matter what.
Well,
so it's not like it's taking money out of them. I'm just glad that things are hurting the Yankees.
And what the double is on this, and I know we've got a break, but don't you remember where he came from?
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Cole came from the Houston Astros.
Cheetahs.
So couldn't have a nicer guy.
That's all I'm saying. Just hate the Yankees. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we have many things to talk about, some Cardinals news and stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I can pop a beer in here, right? Your cousin from Boston. This here is Sam Adams Boston Lager. It's my go-to beer. Not too heavy, not too light. Oh boy. That's whoopsie daisy. Oh no. Is there somebody that can help? Come on in the room. It poured right in the keyboard. Relax. I spill beer on my computer all the time. Sam Adams Boston Lager. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Drink responsibly.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, when we're all working on our shows here at The Fanatic, we're totally focused and we don't want to worry about the other things. You know, like the technology that runs our station. That's where Affinity Technology comes in. They run all our IT so we can focus on what really matters, our business and our listeners. These guys handle literally everything. If it plugs in, they work with it. They've saved us tons of money and have kept us focused on what really matters. Affinity Technology, they can do the same for you. Go to atechaz.com. Be sure and tell them I sent you.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
The 2021 football season is underway, and the Sun Devils have big expectations for an exciting year. You won't want to miss a minute of the action, and the Sun Devils want to see the House of Heat rocking for every home game. Join us Saturday, September 11th for a showdown with the UNLV Rebels in Tempe. Let's see Sun Devil Nation back in full force this season. Season tickets and mini plans are still available, so secure your seats today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
Keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports, and you are running out of time. If you have not got yourself set up with the 1580 The Fanatic Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em Contest, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be awfully hard to win $1,580 as a first prize and $500 as a second prize. And, of course, all those daily, weekly prizes that we're going to have. And, of course, Radio Ron has promised cases of beer as well. I'm just saying, if you're not in there from day one, awfully hard to come from behind late and win this thing. Not impossible, but it gets harder and harder. Now, last year we had people join in during the season just going after those weekly prizes. But seriously, if you're so good you can win a weekly prize, by God, look what you could have done if you'd done the entire season. You might have won the big money. So don't forget when you get home, or if you're in front of a computer, or I guess you could do that on your phone, go to 1580thefanatic.com. Click on the Harmon Solar logo right there, or the Fan Pick'em thing right at the top, and get figured out. Get it sorted, get it ready, and it starts tomorrow. Have your picks going. And by the way, you can also wait until game time for each pick.
Jeffrey,
yes, sir.
Jeffrey's going for a repeat this year, by the way. In case you didn't hear, he was the best of the best last year.
Yep.
In picking all the football games. And so
I would have won $1,580 if I didn't work here.
He's very humble about this. And so I wanted to let everybody know you can take a shot at Jeffco.
He never brings it up. It's never come up otherwise.
It's all I had last year. My fantasy football was just garbage. My Colts, into the playoffs, but whatever. It's all I had.
I know.
So
just giving you a little business there.
So here we are now. You have a chance of winning the big money.
Yeah.
And it was, even if I end up being at the top spot again, I can't win the money. So it goes to the next person. The next person down is first place, and then they won the money. That's exactly what happened last year.
I apologize for Cecil the Wonder Dog. Somebody just got killed in my house if they're trying to break in.
Okay. Well, do we give a moment of silence for the person that Cecil killed?
We keep going. I'll clean them up at the next break.
All right. No Bull Scott says, hey, is there a way I could change my nickname? The Earnhardt sold our location last month. Yeah, I think that's probably probably fair.
Earnhardt
Scott. Yeah. What do you mean your location? This was you got your nickname. Gee whiz, it had to have been 2017.
Yeah.
I think we sent him to Disney on Ice. No, it was 2018, and he had won some tickets, and he liked the nickname No Bull Scott. Well, now, since they sold your location, what would you want it to be? Give us the idea. I mean, we ain't heard from you a whole lot, lately, but happy to help out. Ken Garf now.
Ken Garf?
I don't get it.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I've got a list of names I can help you out, No Bull Scott, but Ken Garf is not going to work.
What is that a joke or is that actually his name?
It's like a shortening of his name.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Help us out, Scott, and we'll help you out. Promise we can get you sorted. Randy can suggest some good stuff, or if you've got something in mind, let's do this thing.
Jeffrey, by the way, I have some bad news.
Yeah.
Thursday Night Football. Joe Buck.
Son of a bitch.
Troy Aikman.
That's what I
Every
told you.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Every Thursday.
But it was supposed to be on Fox. I thought, what?
It's on the NFL Network and it's on the Amazon. It's Joe Buck.
But he's supposed to be a Fox person.
The guy is everywhere.
Ah,
I don't know what to tell you. I'm
Thursday
sorry to be
night
the bearer of
football
bad news.
just got worse. Ugh. By the way, here's how stupid Joe Buck is. So I guess he went on there and went on the Family Feud with his family, because that's, Family Feud, like Celebrity Family Feud. But he brought his his wife Michelle Beisner, and I don't know who else is in this.
Must have been a pain to drag his dad on the show, huh?
Well, I'm probably in an urn. Anyway, so he's on there, and of course, everybody in the family smarter than Joe Buck. Okay. And so they're there. And here, let me just ask you a question. All right. Pretend like you're on the Family Feud. Name a woman who is smarter than you. Go ahead.
My wife.
Ding. Number one answer, Andy. Well done.
Thank you.
Keon?
I don't know. Hillary Clinton.
Oh, jeez.
She's a politician. I don't know. I just assume.
So here's the top three answers that are already on the board when Joe Buck shows up, and they have a little conference trying to make the steal, right? You got wife or girlfriend, number one. Number two, mom. Number three, sister. So name a woman that's smarter than you. So they're over there like, everybody's talking, they're conversing. And Joe Buck turns around and says, we're going to go with best friend. And Michelle Beisner about murdered him right there. They're all like, what? Whoa. We didn't talk about best friend. And it was not the answer. The answer they were looking for was your boss.
Your boss?
And it turned out they're like, that's what we said.
Oh no. So he just went off script.
Yep. So Michelle Beisner had it figured out. His family member is like, yeah, boss, say boss. Joe's like, I got this.
Best friend.
Best friend. Oh, man.
So yeah, Joe Buck. Name a woman who's smarter than you. Joe Buck, everyone.
Wow.
Everyone. So now we have to watch him and old Troy.
Name a woman that's smarter than Joe Buck. All the women on earth.
Every single one of them. And so anyways, now that does hurt my heart a little bit that we got to watch Joe Buck again. And I thought when they said, well, the NFL Network was taken over, Fox to be like, okay, well, we're not going to put those guys on there. Does that mean that, wait. Does that mean that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman now work for the NFL Network?
Yes. And Fox.
Son of a bitch. That means they're going to be on Sunday games too.
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
No, it doesn't. It would be nice if they were on Thursday and then you could just go, oh, the Thursday night game's usually kind of terrible. You just ignore it.
Double dipping disaster.
2 times in 7 days, you will be subjected to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
What the buck? The Jet says, Joe Buck, what are they trying to do? Lose viewers again on Thursday nights?
Well, I mean, all I can say is thank God he's in the Football Hall of Fame.
You're right, Blissful Hayes. Best way to listen to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman is on mute. Wow. Thundersnow says, hey, Jeffrey, what are you most proud of? Winning the Pick'em contest or the Cancer Walk? Boy, that's tough. I'm going to have to say the Cancer Walk.
You didn't win the
I mean, that was a glorious moment
You
for
did not
me.
win the Cancer Walk.
I don't know if I'll ever be that fast again.
It was not a race.
Yeah,
There was no race intended.
You just mind your own business. He didn't
This
ask
is
you,
a,
Randy.
this
Nobody
is a
asked you,
make-believe,
Randy.
He has a couple of photos. It's a make-believe, made-up thing, made-up story, taking advantage of all these people out there walking for a good cause to raise money. And Jeffrey has turned
All I
it
hear
into a
is
damn competition.
blah, blah, blah. I
There
lost
was
and
no
I'm bitter.
race.
Blah,
It was-
blah, blah,
I
blah.
didn't lose
lost,
anything.
I'm bitter.
I walked away with my pride. I walked away with my dignity. And
But
meanwhile,
walked.
Jeffrey
You walked.
has
That's why you
lied
lost,
once
is 'cause you
again, just
walked.
like he lied about the fact that
Didn't
he and I
lie.
were both fired from our first
Wait,
radio
now
job.
that is you lying.
And there you go.
That
Now
is
you can't believe him.
absolutely
It's a
slanderous,
giant lie.
libelous
This was
lie.
not a race. It was a walk.
Yeah, whatever. You're wrong, and you'll have to live with it. FedFan says, that's my ultimate dream, to take a shot at Jeffrey. The hell, lady? I never did nothing to you.
I can't tell if FedFan doesn't like you or I don't know. I can't tell. Sometimes she says, no, it's fine.
I've
You're cool.
sat there with her at a bar at one of our remote broadcasts in person. I still don't know. Just the Tip says, For some reason, there was one Major League Baseball Hall of Fame voter who did not vote for Derek Jeter to be inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Joe Buck.
Was that you, Jeffrey? Speak loudly. I made a wind chime replica of World Series trophies, and with today's win, those 27 are singing proud.
A wind chime replica of World Series trophies.
I don't even know what to make of that. Just the tip. If I had a vote, yeah, I would never vote for a Yankee. Just to be that way. Just to be that way.
Wow.
Fubar 1000 says, hi.
Howdy.
Hey. Big George says, yeah, Fox has Thursday Night Football for one more season. Then Amazon gets exclusive rights next year. So it's on both Fox and the NFL Network? I'm confused. Yeah, well, if it's not on one, it'll be on the other. King Kitten says the NFL, it's NFL new weeks 2 to 4, then Fox takes over. Okay, I think we say, I always say it's NFL Network weeks 2 to 4. This is very confusing. So here's what I'm going to tell everybody listening. If you can stomach Joe Buck, well, then you look for it either on Fox or on the NFL Network. That's all. As I can't help you any more than that. Mr. Wilbur says, so what you're saying is tomorrow's the first football game. You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
No Bull Scott says, all right, Randy, give me a good nickname, please, and thank you.
Really?
Yeah, and by the way, Ken Garf is the new dealership that bought out the dealership where he's at.
Well, I mean, this is Scott. This guy's name is Scott. So, I mean, Butt Thunder, that's a good one. Angry Eyes. How about Plumber's Crack? The Steel Brow, Cat Hair, Burner Account, the GM.
Oh, time out. I think we need to know more about No Bull Scott. We know he works at a car dealership, but what we have to find out is some more about him. Who is your team? What are your interests? Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we could probably fit you with one. Randy is like a texter nicknamed Taylor.
I'm a designer.
And oddly, even though it's not necessary, he will always measure the inseam uncomfortably.
Well, of course I will.
The Jet says, how come you never talk about the time you won the Indy 500? Well,
because he never won the Indy 500.
Yeah,
just like he did not win the brain cancer.
I'm humble.
No.
Robert Surprise says, is there a Spanish broadcast I could switch? Oh, I did that the other day. Because my wife's mom lives with us now, and she likes football, and I thought, you know what, I can watch football.
Does she like the American football or the worldly football?
No, American football.
All right.
And so what I did is I got in there and I turned it to the SAP channel, and I got to tell you, it was better than the guys calling the game.
I bet it was.
And it was, I actually enjoyed it. Didn't know the hell they were saying most of the time, but I'm watching the football. I'm hearing the sounds. Didn't care what was being said. Yeah. I might do that on Thursday Night Football, whether she's watching or not.
I think you should.
I can't blame you. Those guys get way, way, way more amped up and excited.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
Like first down, and you're like, wow, that was amazing. And maybe I'll learn a few more Spanish words doing it that way.
But because it'll be in a context that you're actually interested in.
Unless it's a Spanish sounding like a Joe Buck sound alike.
I don't think that's possible.
I don't know if that's.
Donde está?
We'll have to consult Mexico, but I don't think that they make those. There's no equivalent. I just don't think that's possible. That language does not. I don't think it's possible to be Joe Buck and speak Spanish. I just don't think you can do it.
Megatron just sent over I don't even know what I'm looking at. A Photoshop thing using a nice stock photo of Keon, a picture of me from Zoom, and I believe a picture of Randy from Zoom. Randy is, I believe, the Chewbacca, and I think I'm Han Solo, and I don't even know who Keon is over there.
It better be Lando.
No, it's not Lando.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
He might have put your face on Princess Leia. I'm not sure.
Well, you should. If he put my face on Princess Leia, I feel like you should.
Sure. Well, yeah, you're Chewbacca because he put the picture of you with the long facial hair.
Oh, the long mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, the long beard. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Megatron. Don't know where that came from.
I guess the Dagobah system that we were planning to go to yesterday. And,
was that him that said I was going there? I think you're right. Thunder Snow says, wow, hopefully FedFan doesn't own a sniper rifle. If she did, it'd already be over for me.
That's a good point.
Boogie says, text her nickname that's for a car salesman. So many dead hookers in the truck. No, Boogie.
That's a little too dark to have to say repeatedly. even for this show, which,
Noble Scott says Raiders, Lakers, Angels, Ducks. I'm a Nintendo freak. I was thinking Pokemon Master is my nickname. I got a Pokemon actually tattooed on me. All right, here we go. Now with everything you just gave me, I've got it. Virgin. Damn. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I apologize. Poor guy's like, oh, never listen to this crap again. That hurt. I don't know. What do you say, Randy? Can you do anything with that? I mean, he already said Pokemon Master.
Pokemon, well, I have a couple of.
Oh, I got one. How about Poke Your Mom? Call him Poke Your Mom said.
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him.
Papa Woody.
Papa Woody? I don't know about that one. We got
Chin
Papa
Dimple,
Mike.
Fat Rabbit, Great Kazoo.
Well, yeah, I just gave you all his information. Can't we do something with that?
Urban Legends.
What Pokemon do you have tattooed on you?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Butter Pits.
Randy,
it's another one.
What's he likes Poke Your Mom. You know what? I think we're good. All right,
it fits.
Damn near killed him.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen of the fourth dimension, welcome into the fold. He's no longer Noble Scott. He's now Poke Your Mom.
Wow.
Oh, now he just came back. He says he's got Charmander is the tattoo.
Charmander.
Yeah, but we're not calling him that because he wants Poke Your Mom, and I like Poke Your Mom. So he's a Poke Your Mom master.
Can you imagine? We're going to get somebody high class. Kurt Warner shows up. We're doing an interview.
Yeah.
And we opened it up for questions. Kurt, Poke Your Mom wants to know.
Oh, well, we don't have guests, so I think we're fine.
Yeah.
We get him one time in our lifetime. Kurt Warner's on. Oh, I'd be glad to answer some listener questions. Yeah. Poke Your Mom wants to know.
Yeah. What do you think? He's a square?
He's just going to wheel around in his chair and leave the headphones on the desk and leave.
Hey, you know what? This is the show, man. This is the show, and we take
it's
that
happened
risk.
to us before.
That's never happened. Nobody's ever. We've had some comedians come in hostile.
Are you sure?
Who's ever walked out on us
Are
in the
you
middle?
sure?
No. Celebrity.
Oh, celebrity.
All right.
Okay.
Interview. Celebrity interview. Why I got to bring up old gas? Hefty Lefty says, I'm surprised the Spanish announcers aren't getting flagged for excessive celebration every time there's a game.
What are you talking about?
Up in the stands.
I mean,
the way it should
with
be
these new
done.
NFL rules.
By the way, there's no Spanish word for touchdown. So they're like, let's go touchdown. My wife says Spanish people think that's hilarious.
The first Spanish call I ever saw was actually a Cardinals one, and he goes, touchdown, Arizona. Oh man, it was beautiful.
Arizona.
I love that.
Robert Surprise has a stellar idea.
All right.
He says you can put the Spanish broadcast on, but then have closed captioning for you.
Oh, that's actually helpful. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
But if you hit the SAP channel and you put the closed captioning on, isn't that also going to be in Spanish?
No, you actually with DirecTV, you can choose, I think, which language. It's worth a try, Randy. It's worth a try. I'll try it when I get home.
Why not?
Well, you got to ruin everything for me.
I'm not trying to.
Rico Suave says, when I was younger, I was called Billy the Kid. I'll let you guess why. Because your name is Bill? And you were a kid?
It just seems like the obvious answer. I don't know.
Because you're a goat?
I don't know. Boy, you really brought the show to a complete screeching halt, Rico Suave, with that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I can't guess why. You'll have to tell us.
You were a cowboy? I'm not entirely certain what was going on.
You robbed banks?
Yoo-hoo. I'll make you famous. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits, including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How'd you like to work here?
At the Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
NASCAR Championship weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
And earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to phoenixraceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Just because you can't listen to us doesn't mean you have to miss our brilliance.
Check our latest updates on news, scores, opinions, and more on Facebook and Twitter.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. All righty. We got a few more texts to clear up on the text line, and we can move on to the next thing, which is talking about Randy's Arizona Cardinals. That's right. But first, we got to get caught up. Big George says, hey, remember when those 2 female lesbian comedians came in the studio and didn't know anything, and they were just insulting everybody the whole time? Yeah, here's the thing. And we also had a guy come in who was a comedian, is one gay fella. And they came in here with a predetermined notion that we were going to be a bunch of Neanderthal sports people. You know what I mean? They didn't realize that, we're not those guys. And they also thought that, sports, they're not going to like us. So they came in hostile towards us. And I'm sitting there talking to them just, like you would any other person. I didn't give anybody a hard time. We weren't making jokes about it. In fact, I was talking openly about the way the guy tooled his comedy, and he was hostile. Those girls, we threw them out pretty quick. They came in with an attitude. It was like, we're not the people. We're pro everything you guys are, and that's fine. If you come in here and you're going to be on air with us, be funny. That's all the only requirement. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care what the hell you are, but don't have a predetermined idea of who I am, or because that's exactly what you're tired of people doing to you.
Yeah.
So
that was a rough day, but fun.
Well,
at the same time,
mostly fun because I didn't care. It's like I'm trying to help them promote their show. I don't know how many tickets they sold with that.
6.
Yeah, not from us. It must have been friends and family because, gave them every opportunity to come in, be funny, show people why they should come see a show. But they just were convinced we were going to be horrible to them or discriminate them in some way. So That was a shame. That was a real shame because it could have been a lot of fun. And boy, I'll tell you what, you're not going to find a more inclusive, friendly group than us.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Let's see. Rico Suave says, no, the reason they called me Billy the Kid when I was younger, I had a lot of guns. Are you threatening us? I feel like we're being threatened. Why would you tell us that, Rico Suave? Kiss the Cook says Harry Carpet would be a good name for
Harry Carey. Okay, listen, I could go with that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, Harry Scott from Scottsdale, former car sales guy. Hey,
I think he said Harry Carpet, but that works. Yeah.
No, never mind.
Mr. Pink Eye says Pokemon. Is that a man card violation? No, man. It's
a hobby.
Yeah, it's I don't know if I could make it a man card violation.
I mean, you might be tipping your hand to a certain history of being crammed into lockers or given swirlies.
Yeah,
but that's not a man card.
That doesn't play into it.
Can I ask you guys a question? You guys are up on the all the current trends and actions and things. Somebody told me that there's a game you can play with this Pokemon thing on your phone now. And you actually drive around for example, here in Phoenix, you drive around and there are certain spots you can drive through to capture rewards and different. Is there any truth to that topic?
Yeah. I think about 8 years ago that was happening.
Now, 8 years ago. Wait,
Yeah.
I just heard about this this week.
I think anybody still plays it, do
The
they?
app still exists. I'm sure people are still doing it, but it was really popular, like Jeffrey said, like 8 years ago.
So people would go drive around all day with their cell phones
Yeah.
in their hand, as if we don't have it bad enough with
Right.
people looking at their damn phones when they're trying to drive all over the place. Hey, but these people are driving and playing a game all over town. This Pokemon thing.
Not anymore, but yeah, there was a craze, and people were like getting into car accidents. People were walking off of
Oh, dear
bridges.
God.
And I knew one moron who bought a motorcycle specifically just so he could play Pokemon Go or Live
You
or whatever
are
it was called.
kidding. He bought a
Yeah,
motorcycle.
so it'd be easy for him to get to the guy is an idiot and not a friend.
Well, clearly.
But yeah, it was a huge craze about 8 years ago. I don't know why you're bringing this up now,
Well,
Randy.
I just heard about this just this week.
Maybe it's making a comeback. I don't
not,
know.
it's not.
But
I
it's
So somebody's way behind the times. Is that what I'm understanding here?
Well, at least one of the three of us is, yeah. 888-368-1580. I guess
would
it's
that be?
top of the 8th inning. Rangers 7, Diamondbacks 3. Go Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you do that? King Kittens, don't text me in on that unless they actually come from behind. I mean, we all know how that movie ends. Okay. Thank you for that. Just a Tip says, welcome to Blender Poke Your Mom there. Great nickname. And Jeffrey, what type of bet do you have with Ralph the Sealoon for Sunday's matchup? What did we now, Keon, part of your job is to keep track of our bets. What did I bet him?
It just a nice lunch.
Nice lunch, not a drive-through lunch. A nice lunch.
Not a drive-through lunch, but nothing so fancy that you're dropping $120 on.
No.
Just a nice lunch,
but not me.
Yeah.
So I am not feeling horribly confident about that. In fact, in our NFL fan pick'em, I didn't pick the Colts.
No, that's too bad.
But here's the thing: my bet is for them to beat, the Sea Chickens. But then I look up at the screen here moments before we went back on the air, and I see Carson Wentz, and underneath it, the strip says Carson Wentz led the league in turnovers last year. Fantastic.
Well, and now listen, that was last year.
Yeah, no.
That's not this year.
No,
and then he was playing on an untalented Eagles team.
Yeah,
and
come on.
And to be fair, old Frank Reich was able to clean up Philip Rivers' interception issues. So
and there you go.
Maybe it'll be okay. It's not going to be.
It'll be better. He won't have the most turnovers in football. He's playing behind a better line, if you can believe it. He's got better receivers.
Left tackle position is a little bit wanting at the moment.
Did you see what the Eagles were running out there last year? It wasn't good.
Yeah,
wasn't good.
Well, okay. I'm not horribly confident, but thank you for reminding me that I have a bet on that. It's not a good look that I'm betting on my team with Ralph, but picking against them. Like I said, you won't win nothing if you're a homer when it comes to picks and fantasy football. Fish Tank says, poke your mom. That's right. You got to snatch them all.
What?
The Jet says, you'll be fine, Randy. High-class people don't come on your radio. So don't worry.
What?
That's not very nice, Jet. People want to come on here, but we just don't have guests. We're not boring people sitting inside of a dealership. Okay.
No.
King of Kittens, thank you. Hefty Lefty says there's only two types of people I hate in this world: people who are intolerant of each other and other cultures, and the Dutch. Here, Hefty Lefty.
Well, I mean, what have the Dutch done to you?
You should look it up. Robert Surprise says, just to let you know, I missed the first 4 rounds of all our fantasy football draft. Been trying to do damage control all week. Looks like Colossal Rocket's going to whoop me pretty good this week. Wow, that's horrible. But did you at least auto draft something decent? He says a good texture nickname for a car salesman would be Hot Buy. Hot Buy? No, I like Pokemon better. Megatron says Pokemon Go has made $640 million this year.
What? This year? Wow.
All right. So I guess we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Scratch Me Because says, yeah, Noble Scott can be Poke Your Mom, but you wouldn't let my texter nickname be Slobodan. You can't say that, Scratch Me. I can't say the last part of that, and we asked, and we can't do it. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. You're the beautiful day in paradise here, guys. Oh, thank you. I'm a little worried about the Cardinals going to Tennessee. I am just not convinced that we have that good a ball club yet. What are your thoughts? Well, I know what Randy's thoughts are. Randy's thoughts are that they're going to win every single game this season.
That's correct.
Steve Keim's thoughts are that there's no doubt the Cardinals are a playoff team.
No. Steve Keim's only thought is, where's my next Jack and Coke?
Well, I think that he got that, and that's why he said that, because you have to be pretty well liquored up to say, no doubt the Cardinals are. Let me read it to you in Steve Keim's voice. I think it's not doubt. And that's you, the playoffs team.
Yeah.
Means play
what
of standards when it comes discipline.
Yeah.
Penalties and all the
Yeah.
things we knew how to get
That was penalties.
improve on.
Yeah.
Just physicality
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
lacking,
Yeah.
tackling. Just
Well, that's part of the game, tackling. Yeah.
I think it's off season because we got people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My foot is good forward.
Yeah.
So
Your foot is going forward. Very good.
we have no doubt.
Uh-huh.
Playoffs
Right.
team.
Surprised he finished the sentence.
Did he fall asleep there?
I think he fell asleep.
We better shake him.
Steve.
I think he
Right. Yes, the Cardinals.
Wow.
Yeah, we've lost. He fell over.
We lost him.
So there you go. There,
Wow.
if you are Steve Keim's sponsor,
Yeah.
you don't even need to talk to him. You know what's going wrong.
That's true. Yeah.
By the way, Chandler Jones and the Cardinals are, I guess, going to keep talking about getting a contract.
Yes.
Are you surprised they haven't gotten him a contract there?
Well, I'm a little surprised, and probably Chandler Jones's representatives are being a little obstinate because of the way everything kind of went down. I think Mr. Bidwell wants Chandler Jones on this team. I think he sees the value of Chandler Jones on this team, and I think that the Cardinals will get it done. We did not bring in J.J. Watt to have him be the premier edge rusher. Clearly, we brought in J.J. Watt to offset Chandler Jones and open up some opportunities for him and or J.J. Watt to get to the quarterback. So they're going to get the steal done. I'm confident.
According to Steve Keim, and this quote came from before the other one.
Yeah, but he's drunk.
No, on this one. Well, he's coming off the injury, and obviously there's no secret there. But I think that's one of those things. We'll continue to have one-on-one talks with him and his agent. I don't do these things publicly, but Chandler's a guy we love and has the respect of all the guys in the locker room. And he's a guy I personally would like to see finish as a Cardinal. But you know how this business works, don't you, chaps? It's not always easy.
So what you're telling me is Steve Keim at one moment is just fall down drunk, and the next moment he's an Englishman.
He's straight from the heart of London, which I just think is a little bit odd.
I think that's probably exactly accurate.
Is he a Cambridge graduate?
He might be.
What
Okay.
in the hell? Okay.
A lot going on
say
there.
though that for the example of guys negotiating contracts into the season, TJ Watt with the Steelers. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league.
Well, I
and
think
so
the Steelers are going to get that.
Steelers are trying to shoot themselves in the foot with stubbornness. I mean, that's
I think
kind of
they'll
dumb.
both get it done.
Yeah.
We will talk more about that in little bits. Yes, we will, ladies and gentlemen. Thunder Snow says, damn, Jeffrey, your Steve Keim is spot on. Thank you. Thank you. I got more text to catch up on, and well, that's right. We got a lot of NFL to talk about as well. We'll continue talking about people who need some damn contracts, and maybe some people who got some contracts shouldn't have got those contracts. All right. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits, including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
I'm Cisco Miranda, owner of Miranda Delivery Service. As a business owner, my job is to provide the best quality service for our customers. Affinity Technology helped us reinvent our business processes, using technology to make us more efficient. I didn't know I needed technology consulting, but my ROI has been off the charts. Affinity Technology has saved us more than 80 man-hours a week and has helped me get back to what I do best, focus on my customers. Visit atechaz.com, that's atechaz.com, and see how better technology processes can help your small business.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable, and serving part-time can help you graduate debt-free. Do you want to stay close to friends and family? The Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving part-time in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want. Learn more by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Pick'em Contest. Send your picks each week to see if you are this year's Cascade picker. Sign up at 1580thefanatic.com. Play against the Fanatic Air Staff and all the listeners. You can score the grand prize of $1,580 or the second place prize of $500. Provided by our friends at Harmon Solar. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Exclusively from your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56 in Arizona.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canyer, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside a guy who has no idea how sexy he is. No, wait, that's just my reflection in that window over there. Also, we got Randy White and Keon Rose pushing buttons. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, Randy, you got the Titans.
Yeah.
That is game number uno.
Game number 1.
For your Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
How you feeling right now about that?
I feel pretty damn confident we could go in there. It'll be 45-7 Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Did you just give a score prediction?
Yeah.
45-7.
45-7.
What do you say, Keon? Is Randy sniffing glue?
on the 45-7 count, I don't think it's impossible for the Cardinals to go in there and get the win. But the 45-7, no, that's going to be a close ball game. That's a tough Tennessee football team.
45-7.
So, all right, let's talk about Tennessee's defense. All right, tell me about.
Talk about my Cardinals.
No, listen, he came from Chattanooga, so he knows a little something about the Titans. So, Keon, tell me about what we got with the Tennessee Titans. What are their strengths, specifically on defense?
On defense, they went out in the offseason and tried to get a whole lot better. They got Bud Dupree from the Steelers, who had a really good season last year in Pittsburgh. They tried to add him to the defensive line because they struggled with that a little bit. And one of the struggles that they've also had in the past has been their secondary. They went out in the draft the last couple of years and addressed that. They went and got Caleb Farley in this draft this year. They went out and got Christian Fulton in the draft the year before. So they've got a couple of guys who can really play in that secondary. And of course, their safety, Kevin Byard, is one of the best in the league.
Was that, would you say Kevin Farley? Farley.
Caleb Farley.
You think that just mocking the guy's name is going to win the Cardinals the game?
Farley. You know where that comes from, right? Three Amigos. Farley.
Oh, they're doing mouth exercises.
No.
Well, then what is that?
It was the secret. The secret. You had to do the secret thing at the bush.
Oh, the singing bush. And you had to go Farley. They're reading from the script.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't a script. No, this was the secret thing.
Yeah. All right. So back to what the hell we were talking about.
Well, I'm telling you that because this guy Farley's going to be invisible. The damn Cardinals are going to burn him all day long.
Right. So let's talk about the matchup of the offense versus this improved defense of the Titans.
I like the matchup for the Cardinals in a lot of ways because obviously you have DeAndre Hopkins. And the fact of the matter is Bud Dupree makes their defensive line better, but they did struggle a lot. So I don't think he fixes all of their problems. And when you add a mobile quarterback like Kyler Murray, I do think that he does present some problems for the Titans.
Kyler Murray on that side of the ball. Kyler Murray's going to throw 467 yards in the air. He's going to run for 297.
Okay.
Wow. That's asking a lot.
That's
listen. I don't want to give away my preview.
He just gave the season-long numbers, I think.
This is one damn game. And tomorrow you'll hear my pick for the Cardinals. You'll hear it tomorrow.
I'm trying to bring some actual analysis to this game and
that's
unbiased.
What I was doing.
Because if you listen down the dial, it's just maybe a little more tempered, but the same thing Randy's saying. So I wanted to have
down the dial ever.
Some completely unbiased thought processes on what's going to happen in that game. So tell me now.
The guy from Chattanooga, is that it?
Well, yeah, he's not biased.
He's
not a fan. That's where I want.
That's not
unbiasedness.
You don't ask the guy who bleeds Cardinal red.
No,
I see.
absolutely not. Because then you get score predictions like 48-6.
No, I said 45-7.
Oh yeah, you're right.
45-7.
That's way more tempered.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about now how the Cardinals defense is going to match up against the Titans offense. I mean, I get it. Derrick Henry. Yeah, can the Cardinals stop that run?
That's the game plan, right? Like that's really the matchup and how
anybody who faces the Titans, can we stop the run?
Yeah, I mean, and that's really the issue. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to get a little bit more creative now that they've added Julio Jones and paired him with AJ Brown. You might actually see the Titans come out throwing the ball, which is something we haven't seen in the past. But they've got two guys who can go deep and win any matchup one-on-one.
And thank God Patrick Peterson's not there to blow it for you anymore.
And problem is Tannehill can't throw more than 10 years.
That is not true.
That is simply not true. The guy's got an arm. I've gone to that stadium. I've watched him in person. He's thrown deep balls. He can do it.
You act like you've been to the game before.
He's giving him shoulder rubs.
I mean, I was up in the nosebleeds. Let's not. I mean, that's an expensive ticket. But he's a guy that can throw the ball and he can throw it on the run. That's an ability that he's always had.
He's going to be running all day. That's why.
From who?
JJ and Chandler. They're both going to be. They're going to be all over him.
Those guys are going to be a factor.
Like ugly on.
I think they're going to be more focused on trying to stop the run.
Nobody cares about that. Give me a break.
Hey, nobody cares about the run with Derrick Henry.
We're going to tackle Tannehill before he even hands the damn ball off.
Yeah, okay.
Every play, Randy?
Every day.
All right, just checking.
45 to 7. Cardinal fans, rally with me. Rise up, Red Sea.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if they start throwing the ball early, there are going to be lanes for Derrick Henry to be able to move through. That's going to make this offense really scary, because I don't know if the Titans can trust their defense. They've relied actually on their offense the last couple of years, and they're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, this is going to be a team that'll be involved in more than a few shootouts this year. I mean, it's going to go that way. But right now with the Arizona Cardinals, are we looking at a shootout, or are we looking at a decisive win for the Titans?
I think we're looking at a potential shootout. If the Cardinals are able to score early and you have to force the Titans to throw, that is where, they kind of get a little bit uncomfortable. But now that they've got Julio, they've got the ability to hang in a shootout in a way that they didn't before last year. But they got into a few last year too. I mean, one of the notable ones is the game with the Browns, where they ended up scoring like 40-something points just to hold off Cleveland. Like, that's what you can end up doing to them.
It's going to be 14-0 at kickoff. Cardinals will have a 14-0 lead.
All right, seriously though, Randy. Seriously, what needs to happen here, and not every game is like this, but the Cardinals are going to have to score every time they have the ball. You're going to have to score every time, because if this turns into that sort of a game, if you don't score on more than a couple of possessions, you're toast.
I don't know about that. All kidding aside, I don't think that's going to be the case. I'll be honest with you. I think this is Vance Joseph's third year now. He's been with some of these guys, the endurance of his tenure here in Phoenix. They all know and understand what he's trying to do. So I think a lot of guys have bought into the system. You've added some pieces to the defense. You got rid of Patrick Peterson, which is going to open up a whole new world for the secondary. And I it's unfortunate, but we still have some veteran presence in the back in the back end of this defense. Alford is back there, and I think this is going to open some eyes. I really believe the Cardinals will be in this game from the get-go, and I don't think this is going to be a blowout by Tennessee by any means. And I think if Kyler Murray has had his way, he hasn't played a lot of preseason games. He's got something to prove here, and he better step up his game, or Phoenix is going to be pretty all over him. And Cliff Kingsbury is going to have some answers to give if they don't show up at this game and produce.
This is not the game to show up rusty to. Jessica says, Randy, you are off your rocker. No way does Tennessee score even 3 points. Simmons and Collins are going to clean up any mess that Jones and Watt leave.
And I agree with that 110%. Thank you. 45-7.
This is where we're going to find out who's drinking already. Let's see. Megatron says it's going to be a shootout. Take the over on this game. Boomer Sooner says, sorry, Randy, you're drinking the whiskey already, and it's Wednesday. It's a hump day, man. No way, Randall. Derrick Henry should romp on this. And
no.
Thunder Snow says, all right, Jeffrey, I'll have whatever Randy's having, please. Big George says, I think Randy's been drinking again with Steve Keim and Mark Few. The Cardinals score prediction is ridiculous.
Yeah, thank you.
Just the tip. Thank you. Rusty Nut says, beware. Tannehill is a very good quarterback. Just look at his stats from last year, interception to touchdown ratio.
Listen, much respect for Tannehill. I knew he was a good quarterback. He had to get out of Miami, and ever since he's been in Tennessee, I think the entire world has known that this guy is not what he was in Tennessee or in Nashville or Miami, wherever the hell he was. Yeah,
Dolphins. Rusty Nut says, I think Kyler Murray might be a little rusty. Jagdog, he says, whatever Randy's drinking, hell, I'll take two. Boogie says, Titans defense was really good 2 years ago. Carries them past the Ravens and Patriots in the playoffs. Their defense is still good, though. Cardinals need some high scoring to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. The Titans know that their defense was better a couple of years ago. They had a down year last year, and they've been trying to rebuild it in the draft and in the offseason. So we'll see how that pans out for them.
All I'm going to say is one of the best offensive wide receiver rooms in all of football is here in Arizona.
Augie says, look at it this way, guys. If Kyler Murray turns it over, he doesn't have to go very far to turn it over.
Is your whistle.
Fish Tank says, with these players holding out, I wonder how much it's the player and how much it's his agent. Some agents kind of feel like having a defense attorney around at all times, whispering in your ear, I can get you a better deal. Just sit out a few games, kid.
Probably, yeah.
Well, That's possible.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Chandler's going to hold out, though. Did that come up?
No, I think it's just they're conversating. They're feeling like this is going to be productive.
Trying to get to some common ground. I think Chandler wants to stay here, and I think the Cardinals they love him and they want him to stay. Bless you, Jeffrey.
Bless me. Thank me. Welcome me. So yeah, they're going to have some one-on-one talks. That's what they're saying.
Because not a bad strategy is if you come into the season and you've got the negotiation still going and you start the season hot. You get some sacks, you start to put up some numbers, and then the team tries to get a bargain where it looks like, okay, we've got a player who can obviously still play.
Yeah.
Blissful Hayes says Kyler will excel in short yardage situations on Sunday. There is little the Titans defense can do.
You're so funny.
Grilito says, real question for Sunday is, what's that thing hanging out of Henry's helmet? Awful hair, or is his neck just taking a dump?
Boy, that's crazy. A lot of people
Those are his
trying
braids.
to. Isn't that?
They don't look good.
That's his braids, but he called it something. And was it like a beaver tail or a?
I don't remember what he called
what
it.
he called it.
But by the way, so does he always wear it that way, or does he, like, when he's not playing, does it come out?
It comes out when he's not playing.
Oh,
like
okay.
I've seen him in interviews.
It's like a hairnet.
Yeah, because the thing is, if your hair is longer than your name, people can pull it. If it's all together, it doesn't hurt so bad.
Right. That's smart, actually, on his part.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that that's not like permanent. It's like giant snail thing hanging out the back there. Let's see. Unnamed texter 3605 says, you are correct. Ready, we are going to hold Tennessee to negative yards.
Thank you.
Do you play for the team? I'm curious.
I hope so.
I don't think so. He says his last text was the other day where he was talking about, why do I got to pay for season ticket holder? Blah, blah, blah. All right. So listen, that's your second text, 3605. You're going to need a texter nickname. And Randy is just itching to give somebody a texter nickname.
The Steel Brow.
Sure. But we got to find out more about these guys before you pick the names, though.
I don't think
I feel like Randy likes the Steel Brow because this is the second time he suggested it. He wants to give someone the Steel Brow.
I'm still waiting on a Butt Thunder. I think that's an awesome texture name.
Butt Thunder.
Me too.
Butt Thunder.
Yeah.
Zay says, Randy, you want to share what you're puffing on there so I can feel the same about my Raiders?
I guess we'll see after after Sunday morning. We'll see.
See. He says, Murray, as usual, though, will come up just a little bit short. Fish Tank says Tannehill was held back by crazy Adam Gase. And if Sam Darnold has a good year this year, that'll be 2 quarterback careers that Gase tried to ruin. Okay, first off, I don't know about the bobblehead. I don't know about him. I
don't know either, but I don't think he's as bad as he looked in New York. I don't think he's good, but Adam Gase will take a good quarterback and make him look bad. He'll take a bad quarterback and make him look worse.
Well, he can't do anything now. He's unemployed, right? Is he working for anybody yet?
Not
Adam
that I'm aware.
Gase, Adam Gase is still unemployed, but the dental smock over in Carolina there, I think he's the best bet for Sam Darnold to actually succeed in the NFL.
I'm going to ask a question, and I feel dumb, but then again, maybe I don't feel dumb. Who the hell's the quarterback for the Jets?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. That's
out of
right.
BYU.
They're still going to suck, right?
I mean, there's no talent around him.
Right. Okay.
He's going to probably look good. He'll have some big plays, but they're going to lose a lot of football games.
Okay. Yeah, that's just fantasy football reason I'm asking. Rusty Nut says that is a giant tie stick hanging out of Derrick Henry's helmet. Hefty Lefty says beaver tail, whale tail, snail trail. Well, now I'm all hot and bothered. King of Kitten says bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, Rangers 8, Diamondbacks 5. Go Diamondbacks.
Let's go Snakes.
They have mounted somewhat of a comeback, but let us know what happens, buddy. Against the spread says Andy Dalton should file a restraining order against the Bears offensive line. That way, if Nagy plays Dalton, then he can be charged for premeditated murder. No way the Red Ryder BB gun should quarterback the Bears. He could die out there on that field. Be responsible. Start Fields.
That offensive line is so bad, it looks like they've already filed a restraining order. Someone is
How is
they're
it
nowhere
better
near
to put the rookie in? He's going to get killed just as much as the Red Ryder.
I think the Red Rocket can't run. Fields can at least escape and has a chance at living.
Yeah, I hate the whole thing. Good Cat says, "What's up, guys? I love the Cardinals, but I think Tannehill and Jones are probably going to torch the Cardinal DBs.
I respect
your
opinion.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. 888-368-1580. Speaking of the deals, one of the deals that really struck my eye yesterday was Mark Andrews in that $56 million extension. If you read how that whole thing works, I feel like that is, the house money. That's the team winning this negotiation and not Mark Andrews. Had you looked at that deal? Now you see $56 million. You're like, it's not bad. But here's how it goes. He gets a $10 million signing bonus, but his salary for this year is under $1 million. 2022, $15.5 million, fully guaranteed. And then his base salary for 2022, that's an option bonus. His 2022 base salary, $3.5 million. I feel like that now they've loaded this up where in 2023, 7.5, and there's roster bonuses in 2024, $4 million, and a base salary of $7 million, and in 2025, blah blah blah. There's a whole lot of different things here that stretch that $56 million out, and I feel like this is the sort of contract you can get out of early at any time. So if has any sorts of issues, they're going to go whoop, bye bye.
Which sounds like the Baltimore Ravens. This is a team that drafts tight ends incredibly well. They have a history of doing it. They had so many tight ends, a couple of years ago. They traded one to Atlanta just because they had Mark Andrews already.
To be fair, it is 63% of this whole thing is guaranteed money, but I don't know that you're going to get to those later years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because it's guaranteed doesn't mean that you are stuck with that. I feel like it was stretched out. And I think they're probably only anticipating, a couple of years out of him.
I think that they could get more years out of him, but if he plays up to the level, they wouldn't mind paying him more of the money. But if he doesn't, if he falls off for any reason, or if Lamar falls off for any reason, because the fact of the matter is Mark Andrews is valuable because Lamar loves tight ends, that's where the value is.
Now, Mark Andrews hasn't always been a stud, has he?
They developed him into one, but that's how the Ravens work. They just seem to be able to find a way to manufacture tight ends at a rate that other teams struggle to.
Are they any closer on a Lamar Jackson deal? Because this deal with Andrews does nobody any good if you haven't got it figured out with Lamar.
I think that they're still going to wait and see because obviously the Josh Allen deal goes through and Josh Allen gets paid the highest quarterback contract. I think they're looking for something a little bit more reasonable. So they're maybe going to see how the Baker deal goes because he's in the same draft class and then figure out what to do with Lamar from there.
It's an interesting contract. It's 1 year less than Kittle or Kelsey's contract. But a lot of the words fully guaranteed come through there more than their contracts did. So as it is, when you look at this, are you feeling like this is Mark Andrews getting a good deal or the Ravens getting a good deal? You say that's how they work, but
it seems like the Ravens are getting the better deal here because Mark Andrews, production wise, is one of the three best tight ends in football after Kelsey and Kittle. So if he's putting up those numbers, but you're still able to wiggle out of that contract later if you don't like what you're seeing, then it puts Mark Andrews in a spot where he's maybe not getting the best deal.
King of Kittens just Dion Cold us and says, well, Diamondbacks lost. So, no coming back from that, right? All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got more NFL to talk about and other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692. Jeff
Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Bear Financial Group, AZMB-0904774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get free delivery when you order on our app through September 14th. Panera, live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
You might not know it, but your small business IT systems can leave you and your customers vulnerable. At Affinity Technology, we provide peace of mind by ensuring your computer systems are working and are safe from hackers and outside threats. We solve technology problems for small business. No confusing tech talk or black box setups. If it plugs in, we work with it. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
you better have a good excuse.
Yeah. We've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it.
Very well. Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive. Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports and high school football is back on The Fanatic on Friday, 7 p.m. Maryvale versus Trevor Brown. Yeah. And then after that, you have the wrap-up show, which tells you everything that happened in the Valley in the world of high school football. Of course, you can tune in to AZ Preps 365 the next morning for a lot of great interviews with students and coaches and stuff like that. So, yeah, be sure to tune in for Maryvale versus Trevor Brown. All right. So, Randy, listen, I want the Cardinals to do well. Don't ever get me wrong. I do.
I don't. Yeah.
Because my wife is a Cardinals fan, and it's a much more pleasant household on a Sunday when the Cardinals win than if they don't.
Yeah.
It can really affect the mood. So I want the Cardinals to win, but I look at this team objectively because they're not my team. And as much as I want them to do well for the love of my wife and our friendship, I am always going to be honest about what's going on there. Now, the thing that is most worrisome for me about the Cardinals has been the team management by the GM. He's brought in a lot of guys who are long in the tooth.
Well,
and you know, and I'm not saying that every one of them is going to fail. But I'm just saying that is a concern, and it's almost like he's trying to pull from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers template of like, okay, let's get that guy. Let's get. I'm a little concerned about this team being able to keep it together. Now, is that your biggest concern? Is the players and injury, and because of the advanced age of some of the players? What is, or is it something else? What is your biggest concern about these Arizona Cardinals? And be honest and objective.
My honest appraisal of this team is I think this team has a lot of talent on it. I think bringing in Rodney Hudson, for example, from the Raiders this year, an experienced middle, offensive line guy, a guy that plays center, has been in the league for a while, knows what he's doing. He's a little bit older. I think this guy is a guy that can help this offensive line mature and do things better. And with the fact that you did that, and then you brought in J.J. Watt to offset Chandler Jones at the other edge rusher, I think you've given yourself an opportunity to have a legitimate rush from the outside. I also believe the two linebackers that you have is going to help the middle of that defense work well. These guys are athletic. These guys are tough, and they're reliable, and they seem to be able to make good plays. But they're young.
I feel like you're saying good things. I was looking for what your major concern is.
Well, I was getting there. My major concern is, can the head coach of this team actually mature and help this team and set this team up for success? That's what
your
I want to know.
biggest concern is basically play calling.
My biggest
game
concern,
plan.
my biggest concern is the head coach
That's what
and
I said.
how he manages the game.
All right. So your biggest concern is the coach. My biggest concern is the elderly nature of some of the players that have been brought in to help the team. Keon, if you look at these Arizona Cardinals, what would your main concern be?
I'm going to have to go with Randy and say it's the coaching. I know that this team is offensively talented, but we haven't been able to see that, at least not to the full extent that we can, because the head coach has had issues play calling, like Randy said, but also with clock management. I just want to see him get it right 1 year. As critical as I am of Cliff Kingsbury, I do think that there is a talented coach in there somewhere. He's just going to have to go all out and say, you know what, I'm not going to be conservative. I was brought in to run an aggressive offense. I'm going to run it.
So he's worried about his job so much that he played more conservatively than he would have planned to, and that might cost him his job.
Well, and I think exactly right, Jeffrey. I think that's exactly the case. You've got a young guy in here. He's not sure of himself. He doesn't have a lot of confidence. He's running an organization. Let's be honest, is not an elite organization. Has gone to the Super Bowl once. Since 1940 something was the last time we were in the championship game.
It may not have been called the Super Bowl then.
Well, it was a championship game back then when the Chicago Cardinals went and actually played in the damn championship game. So he's got an organization that he felt like he could come in and develop as a head coach. But look, time has run out, in my opinion, as a fan of the Arizona Cardinals. It's this year or bust. He needs to break it out this year, and he needs to utilize his team to its fullest potential, or he's got his walking papers as far as I'm concerned.
All right. So there you go. What are your guys' concerns? Lacrosse guy says, I agree with Randy. Dingleberry needs to step it up this year. Fish Tank says Cardinals lead the league in bubble screens and short passes. That sounds like the opposite of an air raid offense.
Yeah, I agree.
Starting to doubt the opening up the playbook thing. It doesn't actually exist.
And he's got, he's running out of excuses. I mean, obviously you've got DeAndre Hopkins, but they went out in the draft and got Rondale Moore, who is a guy that people are saying is a sleeper pick because he does have the production in college, the speed, the ability to go past people. So does Isabella. He's got a ton of speed, that deep threat, rip the top off of a defense kind of speed. And you add AJ Green, who doesn't have to be the AJ Green that he used to be.
Yeah, it can't be.
He can't be that, but he doesn't have to be anything close to that because he can be wide receiver 3 or 4 on some plays. The talent is all here. I want to see the ball go downfield.
Yeah, the X's and O's got to make sense. Just a Tip says Buda Baker said of Zaven Collins, he's great, making the right calls for the defensive line. It's going to be real good. Randy, is the defense going to dominate? I say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, they are. Come on, Cardinals.
All right, we were trying to have a reasonable conversation. Navy Brad says, happy Wednesday, man. I'll say for the Cardinals, if they start out 0-6, Kingsbury and some of that staff gets let go.
Oh, my God. If they start at 0-6, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to stay in a hotel on Sundays because wife not happy.
Just on edge all the time.
You'll have a wife that's going crazy. You'll have a buddy that's going crazy. I mean, I don't know what I'll do.
Well, see, you live across town. My wife is right next to me. I'll get hit. I become Cliff Kingsbury in those situations, and I take the beating.
If they go 0-6, there's not enough whiskey in Arizona.
Golly. Let's shift gears here now. Let's talk about Keon's team. It turns out the Washington football team is, here's the official word now. It is, they're down to 8 names. They are officially down to 8 names.
Okay.
Here they are. Red Hogs, Defenders, Armada, Presidents, Brigade, Commanders, Red Wolves, and Washington football team. It's almost like they're trying to force it to just be the Washington football team.
Yeah, it seems like they liked it from the very beginning. I think a lot of fans, it's just kind of grown on us. We've been saying it
Stuck with it for a year.
We're going to say it for another year. By the time this whole thing is done, that's just what we're going to know our team as. But for the most part, everybody wants a name. So you're going to have to choose one. I don't care in what direction they want to push this. You're choosing a name.
How did the Red Tails fall off this? If you've got garbage on here like Armada, the Washington Armada, that's garbage. Presidents, garbage. Brigade, garbage. Washington Commanders, okay, sounds like a USFL team. Red Wolves, all right, it might be cool. Red Hogs, all right, it plays to the tradition. Defenders, what, you're going to be horrible on offense?
Well, the thing with the Defenders too is I think that there was the Alliance of American Football Team was also the Defenders.
Oh.
I don't know if you want that. Like you're literally calling yourself what they called themselves. Maybe put that one away.
All right. So what's your favorite out of this mess?
Out of this mess, and it's just I do like Red Wolves. I'm partial to it.
Wolves is better than Hogs.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it was the Hogs, I think the Red Hogs is just I don't see why it needs the red. It could just be the Hogs.
Yeah.
And just tie that to the history of the team. But those are the two.
Question: are there actual Red Wolves?
Yes.
There is an actual breed of wolves called the Red Wolves.
Called the Red Wolves, and they're actually endangered.
Are they in DC?
They're in Maryland. They're in the DMV area, in the DC,
So,
Maryland,
it's
Virginia.
not out of the reality that one may wander into DC.
No,
probably not.
I mean, it could happen. Yeah.
All right. So I don't know which name. How are they doing this? Are they voting, or are they still just sitting around going, "Well, we'll pick the name"?
They're going to pick the name because they what they've done is they've gotten the fan input and parsed through it and interviewed people and focus group
crap. They've already
whatever.
picked the name.
And now they're going through the process of picking down the last few. But they've put these names out here so that you could just get used to hearing them. So you're not shocked by whatever you hear, and you just hate it because it got chosen for you.
All right. So I am cynical. Don't know if you noticed. And when I see this, originally you had the Redskins gear that was on sale and then deeply discounted and probably discontinued. And then all of a sudden, bam, you got Washington football team gear, which I know even you have some.
Yeah, I've got a couple shirts.
Right.
Got a hoodie and a shirt.
So now where are they going to go with this? Because one thought is, okay, we're already selling Washington football team stuff. Let's stick with it. Or how do we bridge that gap between Washington football team and say Red Wolves? Because now we want to sell off all we have over here and we sell a bunch more of this. That's why I think they've delayed it. I think they've stretched this out, sell as much gear as we can, Washington football team. And now they're going to have to line up again to buy all this new stuff. So my prediction is they will change the name of the team to the Red Wolves. And but they're going to, now that they've done within a 5-year span, they've sold a shload of stuff for the Redskins. They sold a shload of stuff from the Washington football team. And now they're going to sell a shload of stuff for the next name.
It's cynical, but it's also, it sounds true to me. I think that's what they're going for. And if you change the team name, because when the team became the football team, they didn't change their jersey at all. If you change the team name, you can change the jersey and you get the jersey sales in there too. Just seems to all mathematically add up.
Yeah. If you're a Washington football team fan, you are getting hosed for money. That's all this is about.
I have not purchased a jersey. I wanted a Chase Young jersey. I was going to go try and get one, but no, I'm going to wait.
Who's Chase Young?
He's the defensive end for the Washington football team, defensive rookie of the year last year.
I'm going to be honest with you right now. I don't know any of the names of that team because they are so bad.
You didn't know the name of the defensive rookie of the year, didn't
I? Haven't watched a single Washington football team game in years. In fact, since they've been called that, I have not watched them play. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm serious.
They were the closest team to beating the Buccaneers in the playoffs.
They played?
Yeah.
Did they?
First round.
Really?
You don't know. You don't know, Jeffrey. You don't know Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I know him because he used to be on other teams that you'd watch.
You don't know.
He was on the Dolphins. Are you sure about that? He was on the Bills when they were terrible. He was on the Titans when they were worse.
McLaurin?
No, yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, don't think I've ever watched him.
All right.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. That's how bad your team is there, Keon. I'm sorry.
Okay. I know they're bad. I know they're bad.
Montez Sweat?
That's a great name. By the way, when's the last time?
He was an Old Spice ad too, by the way. It was great.
Right, that's where I know him from. But when's the last time the Washington football team was good?
last year.
Good?
No, like actually not NFC East good. I mean like regular football good.
Yeah, well, last year.
Our RG3 still had functioning legs.
That was like the 90s.
Oh boy.
That was 2012.
Felt like the 90s. Navy Brad says a good name for Washington, call them the Americans. Well, then that would insinuate that all the other teams aren't. You know?
Well, doesn't that happen already? I mean, you've got the New England Patriots, and it just sort of assumes that everyone else isn't
patriotic. Right. I don't know. Navy Brad, I've heard worse ideas, but there is no room for suggestions. They've got their final 8, and I've told you what they are. Fish Tank says, I feel like everyone else was really into the Red Tails originally, and I guess that died out. Yeah, I don't know why. I thought that would have been a great name.
If you go with the military theme,
yeah,
the Red Tail seems to make more sense than, I don't know, the commanders or the brigade.
Nobody wants the presidents. Nobody ever likes the presidents. So half the country is going to hate the presidents every time.
Yeah.
If not more. Mr. Wilbur says, I think the Washington football team's name should be the Potatoes. Redskin Potatoes. Oh, stop it, Mr. Wilbur.
I did see someone actually Photoshop a potato in where the face used to be. It's ridiculous.
A bunch of jackasses just want to keep calling them Redskins. Mr. Pringle says, how about the Washington vaccines?
The vaxxers.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people who wouldn't take it. Lost Toby says, I vote for Red Tails. Yeah, we don't get a vote, but I'm with you, Lost Toby. Big George says, Jeffrey, if your wife hits you, that's domestic violence assault, and you can get an order of protection.
Wow.
Okay, well, here's the thing. She might punch me in the arm while we're watching the Cardinals, but there's other times I don't mind the touch, if you know what I mean. Just Tip says, what is wrong with keeping the Washington football team? It's as old school as you can get. Back in the day, like way back in the day, most teams were named after their hometown. So, yeah, call the stadium the Washington Football Stadium. Call the team the Washington Football Team. Sounds good to me.
I mean, if they look, it's grown on me. And as far as like the list of 8, it's in the top 3 that I like.
I don't know. Against the spread, you're right. He says very disappointed that Washington didn't select the Predators as their team name. The mascot could have been dirty old man holding the land treaty and some smallpox infected blankets. It would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And it would match with Dan Snyder.
Right.
And they Chase Young because of his hair.
You know how they have
call him the Predator.
They have the mascot race. The mascot race. What you do is you have women running from the mascot.
Oh no.
The Predators right behind you.
As long
Don't
as
fall down. Don't fall down.
I mean, I would say that's so mean, except this is a team that had to fire their play-by-play guy because he was making all of the women uncomfortable.
It might be mean, but it's true.
Yeah. Too soon? Too close? Whatever. All right, we got to take a break. Let's come back and talk about gambling. That's right. Gambling is like the hot new thing. It's been legalized, and there's going to be tons of opportunities for you. Let's talk about that when we come back. It's the Daily Lender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Barrett Financial Group, AZMB-09047774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
I can pop a beer in here, right? Your cousin from Boston. This here is Sam Adams Boston Lager. It's my go-to beer. Not too heavy, not too light. Oh boy. That's whoopsie daisy. Oh no. Is there somebody that can help? Come on in the room. It poured right in the keyboard. Relax. I spill beer on my computer all the time. Sam Adams Boston Lager. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Drink responsibly.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
When kids need medical care, they face life-changing experiences. They miss out on the things that make being a kid fun. Starlight Children's Foundation programs entertain and inspire hospitalized kids. Learn more at starlight.org.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
I heard the COVID-19 vaccine.
Do you really know about the long-term?
Did you read that thing on the internet about that?
There's a lot of talk about COVID-19 vaccines. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider to make the decision that's right for you. Visit getvaccineanswers.org for more. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Download our podcast at 1580thefanatic.com. Don't be that guy. Arizona's new exclusive home for live NFL games and Super Bowl 55. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today, the Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Let's get caught up on the text line and we'll talk some gambling. Mr. Wilbur says, my main concern about the Arizona Cardinals is what I'm going to feed the entire Arizona Cardinals cheerleading team when the Arizona Cardinals are on the road, because for some reason they seem to come to my house all the time when the Cardinals are out of town.
I see. Yeah, that's a good point right there. Yeah.
Mr. Wilbur, just because you hear about peyote on podcasts doesn't mean you have to always try it. Papa Mike says, good, Jeffrey, good thoughts on the Washington football team and their scam on sales. Now get it right and pick them to win this weekend. Let's see.
They're playing the Chargers, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Can't pick them, Papa Mike. What do you mean? Wait, first off, why do you want me to pick them? Do you really think they're going to win? Or are you just trying to get me one, have me get one wrong? Rough Rob says, let's just call the Washington football team the district. That doesn't make sense to call the team like a district.
I mean, I know that they're the District of Columbia. I get it. But no. And also
the Mighty D's.
How about the Bag of D's?
Big Bag of D's.
Hey, hold on. Just wait
and
1
you go
second.
to the concessions and he's like, I'd like to eat a big bag of D's. And they hand you like a bag of little like churro D's.
Uh-huh.
You can eat a big bag of D's.
All sorts of marketing opportunities here.
I'm not on board with this.
Don't close your mind to it.
My mind is incredibly close to this.
Jeez, I'm a little disappointed.
Incredibly.
Yeah. You're not picking them to win this week,
you're wasting an opportunity.
I am picking them to win this week. I think this one could go either way.
Oh my God.
So last year's offensive rookie of the year, you're gonna bet against him?
With the defensive rookie of the year? Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Everybody who is smart about sports is really dumb about their own teams.
I don't
always.
I
still think they should be called the Bag of D's.
The team was a top 3 defense last year. I'm opposed to that name.
And I think we're going to refer to them as that.
Just the D's.
Yeah. Washington big old bag of D's.
They need to choose a name.
Well, I mean, we 4 defenders.
I can hear it now. You're in the stadium. Hey, fans, go to the snack bar now and get yourself a big old bag of D's.
That's right, cinnamon flavor.
$4 on sale right now.
I don't think it's insane to choose a team with a top 3 defense.
You could also, instead of there's cinnamon churro D's, there could be pineapple D's for obvious reasons.
Yeah, pepperoni.
Swave Dave says, I think they should be called the Washington Wafflers.
Wafflers.
Yeah. That's a bit. Boy, there's a term from the 90s. Bruno Baller says, hey, Randy, if the Cardinals do start 0-6, by the time that happens, the Suns would start the defense of their own conference championship.
What?
I don't know. I think Bruno Baller is trying to say at the moment where the Cardinals go 0-6, you can turn your attentions over to the Suns who come back and start playing again.
Yes.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yes.
Keon's still grumpy about what's calling his team a big old bag of D's.
Well, you could just call them the Washington D's, and then you have the bag of D's.
That's what I'm saying. All right, we don't have to call them a big old bag of D's, but you should sell a bag of D's.
Well, you could sell a big old bag of D's.
Yeah. Fish Tank says, I've already signed up with MGM Bet. Going to be dropping some parlays down for this Sunday. Good for you, Fish Tank. And, be careful there. Be careful. Fish Tank says, I'm with you, Keon. I think the Chargers are so overhyped. Go Washington D's.
I will accept your support for my team. How about that?
Begrudgingly, obviously.
Begrudgingly.
I will accept
because I'm not going to get your support unless you're mocking my team, apparently.
Pretty much.
So
there's no mocking.
So I will take it how I can get it.
Fed fan says, see, Keon, you're starting to see how I feel about Jeffrey right now, aren't you?
A little bit. Just a little.
Difference is I don't have to pay Fed fan. Slave Dave.
So I'm not saying anything else.
Says they would be the double D bag. Yes.
No, that'd be more of like a Los Angeles team.
Of course, a couple of well-endowed girls standing up there calling themselves the double D's.
And there we are.
That'd be
I just think
has circled around.
Maybe
right back to
warm up to the name there, Keon.
With that team and their history, I think they should avoid that.
The Washington double D.
The owner's been accused of sexual misconduct. The play-by-play guy got fired for sexual harassment. Maybe that team should avoid calling their cheerleaders.
I just feel like having the double D's as a thing should be an LA kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Let's see. Blissful Hay says, here's an appropriate new name. The Washington Criminals. Like the Yuma Criminals. Yeah, well, the politicians might be criminals. But I don't know if I don't know if the players are going to be criminals.
No.
Rico Suave earlier said, when I was younger, they called me Billy the Kid. And he says, you should guess why. We couldn't guess why. He says, lots of guns. And I'm like, well, I feel a little bit threatened. And he comes back and says, no, wrong kinds of guns. Gives me the flex. Those guns.
With the gun show.
Fed fan is now praying, dear God, why do I listen to this show?
Fed fan, I don't know.
Rusty
I don't know.
Nuts says, how about the WTFs? Yeah, already there, I think. Yeah. Good Cat says, what about the Washington Horns Down?
Just seems entirely unrelated. Why? It seems like it's a very specific, directed at me kind of name, and it doesn't help anybody in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
No, Mr. Pringle. No, they're not going to call it the Washington Deep Throats. There's a historical reference to that, but they're probably not going to do that. That's from, you're too young to remember.
Well, it's the Watergate thing. I'm young, but I have read books.
No, I don't believe that for a minute, to be honest. I think you learn things in a film strip at school. I guarantee you didn't read a book about Watergate.
I didn't read All the President's Men.
There you go.
Okay.
Did you?
I did.
In book form or on a Kindle?
In book form. How young do you think I was in school?
How old are you?
President's Men. Was
I'm
that about
31.
Watergate?
31. And you're at that age, you still think the Washington football team's a good team?
I didn't say I thought they were a good team. I said they were going to beat the Chargers in week 1.
Wow.
At no point. No, I lived through them playing. Of course, I don't think they're a good team.
Wow.
When I was 9, I thought they were good.
Just a Tip says, I am all for legalized gambling in Arizona or any other state that chooses to do so. I've been doing some research, examining a metric load of sports books and gambling sites. As an offshoot of this activity, I have terrible news for some real baseball fans. Shohei Ohtani is going to steal the AL MVP from Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Why?
I don't know. That was a whole lot to text. I'm not going to.
Just because the sports writers?
Well, they're the ones that vote, though.
I've got news for you. Vladimir Guerrero is going to go ahead and surpass Shohei Ohtani by the end of the season, and he will win the home run race if that's what it's based upon.
I just think that with Randy, I know you don't really trust the sports writers.
The word is votes.
I wouldn't trust
the word
those guys.
Is votes.
If I could put them in a bag and try to throw them, I wouldn't trust those
guys.
Would
you empty out a bag of D's and try to?
Absolutely, I would throw them into a bag of D's.
Now, by the way,
I would just label the bag a bag of D's.
Yeah, which, by the way, the D's, if you're just joining us, are the delicious treats that should be sold to the Washington football team. churro version, pineapple versions, just so you know.
So are you saying Washington sports writers, D's, same thing? Is that?
Yeah, all of them.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
All right. Well, okay. So Randy, it's about the votes, and Shohei Ohtani is the story. Whether Vladimir Guerrero Jr. deserves it or not, it does look like it will be Ohtani, whether you like it or not.
How? How is it going to be Ohtani? How?
Because they want it to be. They want it to be.
Well, you're exactly right.
I'm on your side in this conversation. They want it to be.
Because they want it to be. Exactly.
That's what we're trying to say. Is
so, and that's my point exactly.
Now, Keon, if Vladimir Putin here, I'm sorry, Guerrero
Jr.
If Vladimir Guerrero Putin Jr. does get more home runs,
just Junior,
will that push him ahead, or is it still just because? Well, yeah, but Shohei Ohtani.
That's what I think. I think there's going to be a but look at what all of the other stuff that Shohei Ohtani does.
Yeah, he's a mediocre pitcher.
No, come on, Randy.
He's a mediocre hitter.
Slow down. I can't join you on this part.
Mediocre. He's a mediocre hitter.
Now, listen, there's a lot of
I don't think he's a mediocre hitter.
He's hitting 260.
Oh, God. We're getting into this argument again.
260.
Keon is leaning over to the computer to verify that.
Well, no, I know it's 260. I'm trying to figure out what the league average is. Because if you're going to say he's a mediocre hitter, then what you're saying is he's hitting worse than the league average, which I don't think is true.
All right, look up what Tim Anderson, the bat flipper, who I can't stand, shortstop for the White Sox. Tell me what he's hitting.
I enjoy Tim Anderson, by the way, but that's
neither here nor there. That
was the wrong thing to say.
Are you?
I enjoy Tim Anderson's shenanigans.
Oh my God!
Oh
my God!
I know. I stepped into it.
I saw a Twitter video, Randy, of an umpire, and all I could think is Randy White. This high school player.
An umpire?
Yeah, this high school player hits a home run. He comes around the bases. He comes right across. As soon as he touches home plate, he got tossed. And he did. I didn't see him do anything to deserve that. So
what did he do to get tossed?
No idea. Nobody knows. He just it's kind of like the Little League World Series where they called that strike against that kid. Was like, what? It was such a bad call.
Something inflammatory towards the umpire.
I don't know. Still don't know what happened with that. But the fact that he got tossed without any kind of wait, what?
Well,
Randy White.
I mean, if that's what you think that I am as an umpire, I'm sorry to hear that.
Because
I feel like I was a very fair and honorable umpire.
Well, you're not taking no guff.
And no, I would take a lot of guff. And guys could say whatever they want to, but when they started to get personal and personally insult me as a human being, then I would throw them. I don't see a problem with that.
Papa Mike says, Jeffrey, I will pick the Washington football team to win over the Chargers. I'm just curious. Does home field help them out in your mind? No. Why are you doing this, Papa Mike? Do you hate winning? Bruno Baller says, not to change the subject, but I'd like to ask Randy if he thinks Kyle Busch in that $50,000 fine was a well-deserved $50,000 fine.
Well, I mean, look, he let his temper get the best of him. He drove his car in, and they said, take it to the garage. He threw a temper tantrum. This guy's been on the circuit for a long time.
What exactly did it happen?
Well, he got into a wreck late in the race there at the racetrack at Darlington.
Right.
He backed the car into the wall. The car was not handling according to his standards all afternoon long, which I understand that. When he got into this wreck with Austin Dillon in the 3 car, he drove around the track. He came into the pits. They told him to take it to the garage. Now, there was a place there on the Darlington pit road where you go into to the garage. There were cones, safety cones set up. He didn't stop. He didn't yield. He didn't slow down. He just went right through the cones. And there were a lot of people, including a guy with a hand truck full of tires going through there. And he damn near hit him because he's such
so he was a hothead.
Yeah, exactly. And then he damn near hit this guy. The guy had to make a maneuver. Now, these tires are not light, ladies and gentlemen. They're about 100 pounds apiece when you have them fully inflated and on the rims, and they're on a hand truck.
Yeah.
And he's moving them from the Goodyear stock up to the pit row. So listen, this guy, there's no excuse for him. The $50,000, absolutely. If you know what these guys make a year, that is a penance. It should be more like $100,000. Now you're starting to get their attention.
Wow. I agree 100 bazillion%. And I'm not even in the NASCAR. That sounds like it was really dangerous.
It was very dangerous, and he should be ashamed. As a matter of fact,
a suspension.
If I was NASCAR commissioner, I would suspend his ass one race and see how he likes
it. All right. There you go, Bruno Baller. Nostramarcus, I don't think there's any way they'd call the team the Washington Winnebagos.
Well, it's got win in the name, so you can't do that.
Fish Tank. That's good. I love how he's sitting there defending them the entire time, and he chucks in a joke about Winnebagos that if I'd have made, he'd have been like mad at.
I wasn't going to be mad at you for saying that they don't win. You're saying like they're the worst team ever. They're not that either.
They're pretty close to the bottom.
They're bad, but they're not that
pretty
bad.
Close. They're not like the Jets. They're not the Texans, but they're pretty bad. Fish Tank says, all seriousness, Washington's defense is much better. Fitzpatrick's an upgraded quarterback, and everybody's looking for Gibson to be a breakout kind of guy.
He's a really good running back. Just got injured halfway through last year.
John Elway's T says, now selling with the bag of D's nuts. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's move on. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
I can pop a beer in here, right? Your cousin from Boston. This here is Sam Adams Boston Lager. It's my go-to beer. Not too heavy, not too light. Oh boy. That's whoopsie daisy. Oh no. Is there somebody that can help? Come on in the room. It poured right in the keyboard. Relax. I spill beer on my computer all the time. Sam Adams Boston Lager. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Drink responsibly.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
The 2021 football season is underway, and the Sun Devils have big expectations for an exciting year. You won't want to miss a minute of the action, and the Sun Devils want to see the House of Heat rocking for every home game. Join us Saturday, September 11th for a showdown with the UNLV Rebels in Tempe. Let's see Sun Devil Nation back in full force this season. Season tickets and mini plans are still available, so secure your seats today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and this time tomorrow, pretty sure we're going to have some football. Pretty sure the game will have started by about now, or now-ish. Very excited about that.
So it starts at 4:30 our time tomorrow afternoon.
Well, the broadcast starts at 4:30.
Right.
It's a special show because it's the first game of the season. Then there'll be a little bit of pregame. I think the actual kickoff might be like 5:15 or something like that. But
yeah, I was going to say I think it would be, not be right now.
I said ish.
Football.
I said ish.
Yeah,
That's all anybody can think about right now. It's all I can think about is the season is finally starting. Everybody can get in there and make those picks on the 1580 The Fanatic Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. If you're not registered yet, go to 1580thefanatic.com. There's a link right there at the top, underneath all our faces and stuff, over on the left, right there at the top of the column. That says Harmon Solar on it. You click on that, you'll find your way to being registered to try to win $1,580 if you win first place.
I cannot wait. I've needed money, a little extra money. It's going to be great.
$500 for second place.
Yes.
And a beer and weekly prizes. I'm not even going to tell them. You know what? You go ahead, Randy. You keep thinking that you actually might win some money. You go ahead.
Well, I mean, I fell short last year.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it now.
I don't think you should.
I've explained it to you over and over again.
Listen, if I win, I'll split it with you.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Randy. Randy's Chuckle says, how can I view the Premier League teams lineups? Oh, you know what? I forgot. I got to get those links somewhere where people can see all the teams, not just of the Premier League, but all the leagues. Yeah, I did that last year. Thanks for reminding me, Randy's Chuckle. I'll get that figured out there. So, all right, the NFL is back tomorrow, and betting suddenly legal. I mean, doesn't that all go online tomorrow morning?
Are you going to participate?
I don't know.
Do you have like a budget where you can put a few shekels aside?
No, I've never budgeted for degenerate gambling.
Throw a little money at the games.
It's just never been a thing that I've done. I've never played fantasy football for money. I've never done picks for money. I like to do everything just amateur. You know what I mean? I don't like to. I like having pride on the line more than I like having actual money on the line, because I think I can always find something better to do with the money.
I was 18 and I was in a softball team. We were a tournament team. We had a tournament up in Las Vegas. And as we went to Las Vegas, we stopped in Laughlin. And we played in a little pre-tournament tournament, if you will, in Laughlin, Nevada. And as I was there, being underage, you had to be 21 at that time, dude.
Right.
I believe you still have to be 21.
I think maybe 18. I don't know.
I was 18 or 19 at the time, and I was playing the big spender slots, the nickel slots there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a roll of nickels.
You'll get really bored really fast doing that.
I actually won, and there was nobody else in the casino. It was about 11 a.m. We had a game at I think 1, and I was burning some time in the casino there.
How much did you win?
Well, I don't know, because I got scared and it ran away real quick. And the thing was going off. The alarms were going off.
No.
They had all the bells and whistles. They had the damn police lights going. Bring, 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 bring. And I ran away because I did not want to get busted.
On the nickel slots, you probably won like $8.
Probably
that was about the extent of it.
I don't know. I don't remember if I won the super grand prize, which would have been probably around $40.
Yeah. Well, either way, you probably made the right decision.
I did not have enough cups to grab all the nickels falling out of the machine. I just ran away.
So, all right. Yeah, my gambling stories are not even that good. I'll be honest. Yeah. Anytime I've gone to Vegas with any intent, I'll take, say, a couple $100, maybe $500. And the game for me is, how long can I hold on to this money before they take all of it? I never go there with the intent that I'm going to win big. I just try to slow, the play where I'm actually have a chance to win something.
Yeah,
but I'm not, and then I'm out of money. It's over.
Now you know why I play the nickel slots.
Right, and no, I've played my share of nickel slots. Believe me. How about you, Keon? Gambling?
Because gambling got legal in Tennessee last year. So I started. I joined the Bet MGM app. I was using that.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're already signed up on that app.
I am.
You're ready to go, my friend.
Yeah, and it'll check your GPS and make sure that you're in the state that you are.
Good heavens!
You can actually gamble it.
Yeah, they ain't messing around, Reddy. You got to have your location thing on for that to work.
It's funny because my house was in Georgia, but I was working in Tennessee because the border was right there.
Right.
It's legal in Tennessee. It's not legal in Georgia. So I couldn't place bets from home. I had to place bets
at work,
yeah.
Which is the right place to be gambling.
Of course.
So how did you do? How much did you lose a lot? Did you make some? Where are you, a plus or minus?
I feel like I've broken roughly about even.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So, because I've got money in the account on the thing and I haven't had to add any more.
And you're not playing with food money.
No.
You're playing with this is over here. I'm not like risking my car payment kind of thing.
Right. If I put like $10 in there, when I run out, I'm out.
That's smart. That's a good way to go. And I feel like most people can handle the online betting or the going up to the sports book while you're at a game betting. I think most people can do that responsibly, not risking money that they absolutely have to use for rent or food or whatnot or medicine, and be okay. There's a certain number, they're going to be in trouble, but they have phone numbers for that, and they got counseling for that. Just like there's a certain number of people who won't do well drinking alcohol. There's a certain number of people who won't do well doing certain things. So yeah, there's always the extreme. But as far as this gambling thing goes, I see nothing wrong with it. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be the kind of fun a lot of people wish that they could have. I remember, Randy, we thought, hey, let's put some money on ASU for certain reasons.
Yeah.
And we couldn't because it wasn't legal. We had a friend who had a friend, and we had to do it through the friend who had a friend. And then that seemed weird. And I thought at any moment the cops are going to come running in.
Yeah.
So this is better. It's legal. Government gets their part of it. The Indian reservations get their part of it. And we all get to have a little fun with it.
Yeah, I don't live too far from a casino here in the West Valley.
Nobody lives too far from a casino.
I could spend the better part of every evening at this casino, and it was just redone.
Yeah.
By the way, all modernized.
Cigarette smoke, though.
Well, no, I don't think this has had a chance to get really smoked in.
So, all right. Now, when you do this, Keon, since you've done this when you were in Tennessee, so I'm sure it'll be the same here. What's the minimum that you can bet?
What's the minimum you can bet? I mean,
quarter, $1? I mean, on your online apps, like on a game or something.
I mean, I think it went as low as a quarter on the Bet MGM. Like you could really just put like $1 on a game and just walk away.
Yeah, that's my speed. That'll be my speed.
And then they want to entice you to gamble, so they'll give you a lot of, hey, if you put $20 in the account, we'll match it, and then you just use the money that they gave you and try to keep that going.
You know what? How many? I don't know how many games there are in the season total, but I know that I picked about 188 right last season, and that's in the upper percentile. And I was wondering, man, if I had money on this, if I'd have put X dollars on every single game, how much money would I have made? I wouldn't have lost because
it's easy to think about.
But the minute I know this though, the minute I have money on it, I will be the worst picker in the history of the National Football League.
That's exactly what I mean.
It's my luck.
Yeah, you put money on it, and suddenly you become as stupid as a rock.
Mm-hmm. So I may just keep it amateur because it's more fun to do it without stress than it is when money's on the line. But some people say, well, money on the line makes it more enjoyable, makes it more exciting, makes it matter more. I'm like, I think that's what my fantasy football is for, to make it matter more that way. But a record number of people are going to be betting this season. The American Gaming Association says over 45 million Americans will bet on games in one way or another. That's 1 in 5 people that are old enough to gamble, at least. I like betting with my friends. You know what I mean? I like a lunch bet, Randy. I like a Mortimer bet. It's like $1 just for, like bragging rights, the Mortimer bets. But I guess, it's here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. 25% of Americans are more excited about the NFL season than usual. And I think it's because of the betting. So here's the question for you guys on the text line, 888-368-1580. Are you excited to bet? Are you going to bet? Or are you not going to bet? I'm just kind of curious. Are you into this? Or are you going to be like, nah, I'm good. We're not going to do this for very long. I just want to see right now what you're thinking, because coming up in the next segment, our fantasy football expert Siege is going to be with us. He's going to fill us in, and answer questions for your fantasy football lineups and stuff like that. But right now, I would be curious. Are you going to gamble now that it's legal and you can do it as easily on an app on your phone? When you go to the games, you're going to go put some money on stuff.
There's going to be a sports book in Chase Field, and there's going to be one out at Phoenix Raceway. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I will be out there. They're introducing the sports book out there. There's going to be one at State Farm Stadium. I'm sure there's going to be sports books that are going to pop up at all these one-off stadiums, like the spring training stadiums.
Yeah,
that's going to be crazy.
Yeah. The trick is, make sure it's, small enough amount that you don't end up hurting later, from all these things.
Got to be responsible. Got to be thinking about everything.
Yeah. Drink responsibly, gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
And if you can't do one or the other, don't do one or the other.
Yeah. Back away from it.
Right. Big George says, hey, did you see how Torey Lovello lashed out at reporters after the game today? When Torey Lovello was asked about being on pace to match the 111 loss 2004 Diamondbacks, he responded, I don't give a bleep about pace. That sounds like a guy who's getting ready to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
Number one Rattlers fan, before you we go any further here, yes, I just saw your email. I haven't had a chance to read it, respond, but everything is going to be fine. Number one Rattlers fan, we are going to give you 30 seconds of our airtime to give your prediction and analysis for the Arizona Rattlers, and we will do that on Friday. So don't worry, I did get it all as well. He left me a message on my desk phone.
Wow.
I'm impressed. Nobody ever calls me on my desk phone.
That is a dedicated Rattlers fan.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance. I've been very busy, but so I'm glad you emailed me like I asked for, and everything is fine. Number one Rattlers fan. I'll get with you later. He said, by the way, that he won $50,000 playing craps in 2008.
What?
Wow. In a casino or with some hoodlums? I mean, every time you think playing craps, I think somebody's got a little piece of cardboard out behind the restaurant, and there's just guys sitting there squatting down, rolling dice.
Yeah, like that episode of The Wire.
Exactly.
Now,
or is this like, ooh, you got like a hot chick going on your dice before you throw them?
Now, I used to know somebody in high school, and their mom and dad would go to Vegas once a quarter. They would save up their money, and they would go to Vegas once a quarter. And all that this guy's mom would do would be play the blackjack. Go in there, get in there on a Friday, play the blackjack. Won early, won like $1,600 on the blackjack early.
Nice.
And gambled on that all weekend. Came home, still had $800.
Not bad. If you're careful, if you're smart, if you're responsible, it can be very entertaining.
See, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You won $1,600 and you gambled on it? Nope. Thanks. Yeah, give me that 60.
You're walking away.
Yeah, I'm sick. Bye. I'm going to the pool.
Yep, never going to be able to do this again.
It's if the gambling is the fun part for you, then you have your money that you gamble with.
Sure.
And then
But
if you win on that, then that's more money to gamble with.
Wow.
But it's not
only gamble one money.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
once you go below that, you're done. Cut
Yeah.
yourself off.
Yeah, well, not many people have that sort of restraint, or
That's
maybe
crazy.
some people don't have that restraint. Number one Rattler fan says, no, the $50,000 won at playing craps 2008 at the Las Vegas Hilton, and that took 3 days. It was over 3 days. That is amazing. Fed
Good
fan
for you.
says, I just found out that I got money coming from a milk lawsuit. I'm getting $7.51.
There you go.
What?
Big winner.
What will I ever buy? Well, maybe you should put that down on, I don't know. I guess you can bet on tennis now if you want, Fed fan, or
Yeah. $7. There
yeah.
you go.
Take that $7.51 and build that empire. The Jet says, I will only bet when I go to pro sports games, and it'll be for fun with my friends. And he says, I gamble every day, actually. Meaning I drive on Arizona freeways with all these California people everywhere.
That's true. Yeah.
Ukla the Bach says, my dad always told me, don't bet what you can't lose. And I love chicken. What? Papa Mike says, Jeffrey, this season your downfall will start this weekend when you bet against the Washington football team. I will sign up and I will do a little betting on an app. Was that supposed to be a Kyler Murray joke? Just listen, first off, Papa Mike, where is this coming from that you're all over me on the Washington football team? You're an Arizona Cardinal fan, so
well, it's got me thinking I need to go here and find out what I voted or what I picked.
And by the way, I may change that pick. I don't know. I got to do more serious research, but I did it. Like, in fact, I even have my sheet right here. And you can see, I just sort of flip. I did it fast. But tomorrow I will give you my actual complete prediction, but I'm pretty sure I'm not changing that one. Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, 4 words for Kingledorf and the Crapnels: produce or get reduced.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Kiss the Cook says, I'm good. I don't like gambling, not even while I'm in Vegas. No, thank you very much. Let's see. Big George. Yes, we're going to do it. In fact, we're going to do it right now. So we don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. All the way back in the year 1885, George H. Rawlings patented a close-fitting baseball glove with featured padding made of felt and rubber in the fingers, thumb, and palm. The owner of a St. Louis sporting goods store invented a padded piece of equipment to prevent players from bruising their hands when catching baseballs, paving the way for Rawlings to mass-produce the modern-day baseball glove still used to this very day. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wow.
That is the true story, 1885. Until then, what? They're just catching it with their hands?
Well, they had come up with various sundry of things to use, but once they strung some leather together and made it a ball glove, you can see some of those at Chase Field. It's pretty cool to look back. I think Joe Garagiola had donated some stuff. I think Yogi Berra had donated some stuff. You can see it as you're walking around that main mezzanine level there. You can see it's encased in glass. You can see some of those old gloves. It's cool.
I am fairly sure that Big George sent this because the name of the guy who invented George Rawlings. Yeah, I'm on you, George.
I don't think so.
I'm on to you, George. Justin Tip says, best advice I ever heard concerning gambling was from the father of a friend of mine back in the 60s. My friend and I were about 9 years old at the time, but it really stuck with me. Says, only bet Meshuggah money. Keep your home safe. Bruce Jacobs knows what I'm saying. Your feed is breaking up horribly, by the way, just in time for CJ. Our feed is fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Randy's was kind of breaking up a little bit. Poke Your Mom says, what is the best betting apps? Boy, I don't know. I've never used one. Keon?
The Bet MGM app is really, really good. Also, the FanDuel app is pretty good.
All right. Kiss the Cook says, I have a friend that won $35,000 on a split pot at a local casino, then went back the next day and won another 20.
Wow.
Okay.
That's impressive. Put that under things that'll never happen to me. Randy's Chuckle says, probably won't gamble much. My luck runs like old Eric Cohen there. Yeah. If that's the way your luck runs, you're better off just playing amateur with us. Jagdog says, hell yeah, I'm betting. You know how hard it is to get payout from Costa Rica? That's where my current site is located out of. Well, Jagdog, tomorrow is your lucky day.
It's a lot of faith you got in. I don't know what app you'd be using there, but man.
Yeah, I did. Costa Rific? I don't know. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, get your fantasy football questions ready and answered by the Siege. He's going to be on with us for the next couple of segments. I have questions, you have questions, and last-minute roster spots. And, boy, lots of activity on the free agency on your fantasy football leagues. I'm a little surprised by that. But you got to do what you got to do to try to win. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I can pop a beer in here, right? Your cousin from Boston. This here is Sam Adams Boston Lager. It's my go-to beer. Not too heavy, not too light. Oh boy. That's whoopsie daisy. Oh no. Is there somebody that can help? Come on in the room. It poured right in the keyboard. Relax. I spill beer on my computer all the time. Sam Adams Boston Lager. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Drink responsibly.
Chances are the technology you work with every day is an afterthought until it isn't working. Technical problems can throw a wrench in your day, but computer security issues can expose you and your customers to serious risk. Affinity Technology builds custom IT solutions that help small businesses thrive. No system is too complicated. If it plugs in, we work with it. Affinity Technology runs Arizona businesses. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Thursday at 1 p.m., we'll preview the Buccaneers and Cowboys opening the NFL season. We'll review the season finale of Hard Knocks, and I'll predict the AFC South and North, the NFC North, and how those divisions will play out. All the news as it breaks and more. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the Main Event, Thursday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Coming fall.
The bone-crushing hits.
The heart-shattering last-second losses.
QT dropped the ball, then picked up. There it goes. Philippine free. The long bombs.
Quick hits.
Bubble screens.
Draw plays.
Slant patterns.
The cover two.
Nickel defenses.
Zone blitzes.
Spies.
Edge rush.
And Mike linebackers.
It's NFL football.
And it's coming back exclusively to The Fanatic.
Put them in a text. Just don't point at me. Okay, stop hitting buttons. All right. Hi, Randy. Yeah, Keon, turn the music down if you're going to just do this without looking. Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah. We're going to have a meeting after this show. Siege is, he's trying to get Siege right now. Keep an eye on the line to Blink, because I sent him a text telling him he may have to call us if you can't get through. So having an issue, is it really a surprise? Trying to get Siege on with us right now.
Well, this is the Daily Blender, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no. We take absolutely no blame for any of that. So let me know when we get him on there. Did you get what's going on? Just tell me what's going on. If we're doing this on air, let's do it on air. Well, what's going on there? What happened?
Well, I called, and then it said the person was not available
on
the line after I gave them the name and the number. So I don't know if he tried to call.
He put do not disturb on.
Oh boy. After last week, do you blame him?
Yeah. And so
no. Last week that was his fault.
Sorry about the way we came in here. I didn't have my headphones on, and I messed up some stuff. I'm so mad right now. But
isn't he in Vegas this week?
Yeah, well, that could explain a lot of that.
Yeah. All right.
So, but he, because I'm just clarifying, because I thought that we were all on the same page, including him. That we all knew that at 5:18 we're going to do fantasy football.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Just.
Well, due to the time change, it's actually like 4:18 in Vegas.
No, I think it's
we're all on the same. We're still on the same time.
We're all on the same time.
We're all at the same time.
So
I was trying to help us out here.
All right. Well, I thought about it, and I was like, he might end up being Vegas. You know what I mean? He might end up Vegas, where you do a lot of drinking, and you think I can handle anything. And last week when I talked to him about it, I was like, "Are you sure you'll be okay?" Oh yeah.
I was actually listening on that call, and he said multiple times, "I'd be okay. I've done this before."
Yeah,
he said.
I did check. So
he does not strike me as the kind that would go to Vegas and get over debauchery.
Yeah, no, maybe he met a girl. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, keep an eye out for the lights to go blinky blinky. And when he does, we'll go ahead and get him on here. Yeah, hefty lefty. In one way or another, Siege might be deep into some slots.
Yes.
That actually works either way, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Pringle. We're trying to find out if CJ's rotary phone ever got fixed. And Big George says, does the Siege join the show from Greenland? Oh, my God. He's got the worst phone service ever. Right now, we're trying to get him in Vegas. So, Swave Dave says, I wanted Matthew Stafford as my backup to Aaron Rodgers. I wound up with Russell Wilson. I'm trying to figure out if I should trade for Stafford with Wilson, the person who has Stafford. Well, that's his only quarterback. So wow. So you want to trade trying to get the backup that you want? Well, first off, if Russell Wilson is your backup, I think you're fine, man. I don't think you need to try to do that. Nobody wants to trade in fantasy football. That's just a fact. Nobody wants to trade but the person who's trying to make the trade.
I think there's a feeling out there since Matthew Stafford has gone to a team like the Los Angeles Rams that he's going to have enormous numbers.
I think he is.
And I'm almost double because I have Matthew Stafford and I have Kyler Murray. So I'm in this quandary of should I start Matthew Stafford this week against the Bears and the Bears, vaunted defense, or do I start Kyler Murray against the Titans?
Wow. I mean, either way, you're going up against formidable defenses, right?
I guess, but one is worse than the other. I guess I should go with Kyler Murray.
Let's see if we can get Siege on the line.
Well, now I asked CJ this the last time we talked. Remember, I asked him. I said Kyler Murray or Matthew Stafford. He said you're always going to start Kyler Murray.
Are you sure he wasn't kidding?
Well, he didn't. He wasn't laughing or giggling.
Yeah.
And
he has a dry sense of humor, though.
When I saw him on the camera, he didn't look like he was joking around.
Okay. Well, then at least you already have an answer. We're still trying to reach him.
Yeah.
And I should have known better. Vegas. What was I thinking? Papa Mike says, why he actually says like, well, if that guy's not gonna be around, I'll ask Keon. It looks like Keon. Oh, Keon's got him. So let me hold that question there for you, Papa Mike. And we just probably should stop having conversation. Get them on the air as soon as you can. 888-368-1580 with your fantasy football questions live from Las Vegas. Up, Siege. All right. Hello, Siege.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How drunk are you?
Not at all. I've been doing work and radio stuff all day, so no, I haven't had one sip of alcohol yet.
Has your phone been drinking? Is that what's going on?
I don't know. It never even came close to ringing, so I don't know. That's a question for the phone god.
Well, we're glad we've got you because there's a lot of people with some questions and stuff about their fantasy football. First, before we get to that, how did your draft go? Your draft has already been done. How do you feel about your draft?
I did one yesterday. It was okay. Nothing special. Nothing really kind of worked. It's fine. It should contend for its league, but certainly not going to compete for an overall prize.
So better or worse?
And then I got one Friday.
Better or worse than my team?
Oh God! I mean, that's just like I mean, my worst team is I could.
After all we went through to get you, you don't have to be that guy. You know that. You don't have to be that guy. You can take a break from that.
You asked the question. What did you want me to do? You can't toss up a softball like that and expect me to just watch it all the way back to the ground like that.
I just thought maybe. No, I don't know. That's fine. All right. Well, listen, Randy is he's hanging in there using Kyler Murray instead of Matthew Stafford this week. So I guess your opinion is he's made a good decision.
He has made a good decision.
All right. Now, my situation, I I'm even afraid to ask you because I don't know if you're going to give me a serious answer. But if I had a choice, considering that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott may or may not, go off and be old Dak Prescott, would it be a good idea to, instead of using the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a defense, use Carolina Panthers because they're playing the hapless Jets?
I think I actually would go ahead and play the Panthers in that situation, but I completely understand if you want to play your studs and play Dallas and Tampa. I think it's pretty close, but I think I feel better that the Jets aren't going to scorch the Panthers.
Right.
So the Panthers defense won't kill you. Dallas has got a very wide range of outcomes.
I'm just happy I got one right. I can't even. At least that makes me feel somewhat better. So let's go to the phones now and get some questions for Siege here. Let's see. I had one from Papa Mike. He says, all right, wide receivers, K. Allen, L. Chenault, or M. Gallup?
So you're going to play Keenan Allen. Let me just start by saying always play your studs. If you took them in the first four rounds of your fantasy draft, plug them in. Don't think about it. Just play them.
Except for Josh Jacobs.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't have taken him in the first one.
Damn it. All right, fine. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to find the questions here. A lot of people just being snarky. He says, I just walked out of a bar. What the bleep is going on here? Well, it's the Daily Blender, Daylight Drew. You know better than that. Good Cat says, Josh Allen or Aaron Rodgers?
Josh Allen.
All right.
Very good decisions to have.
Wow.
Saquon Barkley worth a start?
I think if he's in the starting lineup, you got to play him, considering where you drafted him. But yeah, I would lower expectations. But if he starts, you play him.
All right. Just a Tip says Patrick Mahomes or Kyler Murray?
Nice problem to have. You start Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. All right. Let's see here. Hefty Lefty says, stick with Kyler Murray, Randy. Dual threat option. Bear front seven is much better than the Titans front seven.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, while you were, we were trying to get you on the line, listeners started trying to help other listeners, and bad things usually happen when that happens. So we're glad you're here. Let's see here. Big George says, hold on. No, that's not about this. 888-368-1580. Keon, do you have any last second fantasy football questions you want to ask?
I ended up going for defense really late. Is the Dolphins defense like a decent defense? I know Brian Flores, the coach there. Am I going to get any value defensively from the Dolphins?
I think they're decent. Yeah, I think the word decent is what you could do there. But for sure, I think they're the best of the mid-tier. But don't be afraid to go to that waiver wire and play some matchups.
All right. Let me ask you about Justin Herbert. Now, I would imagine he's if he's consistent like last year, he's not a bad quarterback to have around. How do you like his numbers coming up against the Washington defense this week?
Yeah, so I really like the Washington football team to win this game. The Chargers played 0 preseason snaps together, new offensive coordinator, on the road, loud crowd, very good defensive line. This has kind of a very bad performance written all over it for the Chargers.
But does that mean a bad performance for Justin Herbert? Because then if you're right, then they're playing from behind, or is this just a turnover event?
I just don't know how much they're going to actually hold on to the football in this game. I'm not sure how the time of possession is going to treat them. I think if you drafted Herbert, you probably drafted someone else I would rather play this week.
So if your choice was between Justin Herbert, Jameis Winston, you're kind of screwed.
I would play Jameis Winston and actually feel pretty confident about it.
Really? So you like what you've seen from Jameis Winston then?
I just don't think the Green Bay secondary is anything to write home about. I don't think he's going to, put up a single-digit performance. I think that's in the range of outcomes for Justin Herbert.
All right.
He could go off. They could be just crushing, but it just seems like a bad recipe for an offensive line that's played 0 snaps together to go on the road week 1 with a full crowd.
Gotcha. So wait and see on Herbert, but you feel like Jameis Winston is a better idea.
I just am really worried about Justin Herbert this week. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but I am really terrified of the Chargers' downside this week.
All right. Papa Mike says Judge Judy. I know it's not Judge Judy. Judy, Chenault, or DJ Shark?
I would go ahead and play Jerry Judy. Giants defense, nothing to write home about. It's solid, but it's nothing to write home about. He should get a lot of the targets there. Go ahead, play him. Chenault's not a bad option versus Houston, but I would go the other way.
By the way, I usually at this point will warn everybody, please try to keep it to a choice between 2 and not 3 or 4. But I don't need to speak for CJ. CJ, what is your sort of limit on how many players they throw at you before you can make a decision?
3 I can do easy. 4 starts really testing my memory skills.
Okay, so no more than 3. So Papa Mike, you fine. Just a Tip says, should I keep Trevor Lawrence or trade him? Even though nobody likes to trade.
It depends what you're trading. It depends what you're trading him for. I don't have an issue with Trevor Lawrence. He should be fine. He'll turn the ball over sometimes, but yeah, it depends what you're trading him for.
Do you find that people like to trade in fantasy football, or is it generally nobody wants to trade except for the person who's desperate to get something?
Nobody wants to ever trade with me, so I'm probably the bad person to ask.
Why don't they want to trade with you?
They've learned that it doesn't really end up well for them.
So yeah, you make bad trades is what you're saying. You ask for too much for too little.
Oh no, I normally win my trades and they don't understand how or why, but I'm just using my knowledge. So I'll just take someone that the general public's higher on, right, and trade them for someone that I know is going to be better than the player I have, but public opinion isn't there yet.
It's tough to get a really good trade going in fantasy football, that actually makes any kind of sense. Should people have been trading before the season even starts? That's the thing that just amazes me. And seeing all of are you a guy who does a lot of activity on the with the waiver? I mean, it's not even waiver wire. It's all free agent right now on in the player lists. Do you work that, or do you go with the team you've drafted at least on the first week?
I mean, it depends. Like if there's a change of situation, for example, Latavius Murray gets cut, I absolutely would go get Tony Jones anywhere I could because he's going to be an upgrade over someone on my roster, certainly. So if there's a situation change, sure. But otherwise, I'm just going to stick with what I drafted because I drafted the best player available at the time.
So a guy named Moist One in our league, this was my favorite thing this week. As soon as I saw the story that Le'Veon Bell was, having a tryout, Moist One is the guy who had J.K. Dobbins. He ran over and he actually used his waiver position and picked up Le'Veon Bell. And then, before any announcement had been made, all he had heard was, "Oh, he's working out." He ran over and grabbed him, and then it turns out Le'Veon Bell's now on their practice squad. So my question for Moist One is, how many points do you get for being on the practice squad, CJ?
Well, the good news for him is he's going to be activated. You get to activate 2 players from your practice squad each week, so he'll be on the game day roster. Is he going to do anything with that? I have absolutely no idea.
No, he was a bad idea last year, and I think he's a bad idea this year.
He's terrible. Certainly a terrible idea, but he'll at least be active.
Halfy Lefty says half point PPR, Jerry Judy or Kareem Hunt.
Let's go with Kareem Hunt. They should be playing from behind. That's a good one, though.
Big George says, would you start A.J. Dillon or Gerald Everett in a flex position this weekend? Standard scoring league.
I would go ahead and start Gerald Everett. I don't see how A.J. Dillon gets a lot of the work this week.
All right, CJ, now we got you in the line. Can you hang with us for another segment and answer some more questions?
Yeah, sure.
All right. It's Siege with us, our fantasy football expert. Get your questions. This is your last chance because I don't know what I think tomorrow he's drunk. That's why we're doing this today. So yeah, he won't be with us tomorrow, but after that, he'll be with us on the Thursdays before the games start for all the answering of your fantasy football questions. Come on back, everybody. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing.
The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority you.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits, including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
and earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
The 2021 football season is underway, and the Sun Devils have big expectations for an exciting year. You won't want to miss a minute of the action, and the Sun Devils want to see the House of Heat rocking for every home game. Join us Saturday, September 11th for a showdown with the UNLV Rebels in Tempe. Let's see Sun Devil Nation back in full force this season. Season tickets and mini plans are still available, so secure your seats today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. All right, we got CJ with us, our fantasy football expert, answering questions, giving advice. And Quitter Kaler wants to know, would you go with Eric Ebron against Buffalo or Jared Cook against Washington? It's a tight end question.
Well, you cut out for half of that. Can you run it back for me?
No, I'm not doing it. You're just going to have to guess.
Probably not Jared Cook.
All right, it's Eric Ebron up against Buffalo or Jared Cook against Washington. I think we've already got your answer on that, right?
No, it actually is Jared Cook. I changed my mind.
So you like Jared Cook better than Eric Ebron?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Is that about the matchup or the player?
Pat gonna have a role.
Say again?
I said Pat Freiermuth's going to have a role there. I'm not sure Ebron's even the tight end one there.
All right. There you go, Quitter Kaler. All right. Next question on the board here is Big George. Did I already ask you this? I feel like I already asked him a question for George. Did I ask you? AJ Dillon or Gerald Everett in a flex position?
No, you did not.
Standard scoring league? I think I did.
I think you might have.
I think I might have.
You asked this. I think you did. Gerald Everett.
Thank you. Kenton says Steve Young or Joe Montana?
Montana, but it's close.
Papa Mike says, CJ, Jeffrey's fantasy is that the Chargers will beat the Washington football team this weekend. What do you say? That's not even a fantasy football question.
I very much hope not, because I will be putting some of my own money on the Washington football team to win that game.
Oh. All right. Boomer Sooner says Tannehill or Mayfield?
Good options this week. I would go with Tannehill, but it's pretty close.
A-Wings 22 says Dak Prescott or Baker Mayfield?
Dak Prescott, play your subs.
So you are feeling Dak Prescott this year, huh?
Yeah, he's going to finish in the top 5 if that's something.
Screaming Eagle says, I just joined fantasyguru.com. As a novice fantasy football player, how is the best way to utilize that site?
Oh, so I would go to the draft guide. That's always the best place to start. And it's just kind of read, there's an FAQ right near the top of the draft guide. And then from there, there's a weekly article that comes out that helps you with all your pickups and start sit decisions. And then the chat room is fantastic. We normally have one of our experts in there all the time. So if you have a start sit question or anything you can't get answered on air with me, that's a great place to leave it.
There you go, Screaming Eagle, fantasyguru.com. Make the most of it. Nostramarcus says, I feel like this Siege segment has turned into Bash Jeffrey's lineup segment. I know. It's all right. That's all right.
Jeff, did you send that to your own text line?
No, that's Nostramarcus. He's a guy who does play in our league. I think he's just enjoying that you're bashing my lineup. 0781 says 12-man PPR league. Waller is my tight end. Is it worth keeping Gronk on my bench as opposed to opening up a roster spot? Missed out on stashing Tyson Williams or Tony Jones Jr. Madison will be out there, though.
Oh, I absolutely would drop Gronk for Madison. Yes.
There you go. That's, I think, the most succinct and quick answer you're going to get on that one, my friend. Shamoy says, I just finished my draft. Already got a trade offer. He wants Higbee for Boyd. I got Gronk and Waller. Daryl Henderson Jr. Is my current top flex. Ayuk and DK are my wide receivers for reference. Do I go ahead and give up Higbee for Boyd?
Unless it's a tight end premium, I'm slamming the accept button.
All right, there you go, Shamoy. Don't wait. Hit it before he changes his mind. 888-368-1580 for your fantasy football questions. So, all right, the betting is about to become legal. I think officially it all rolls out tomorrow here in Arizona. So now
tomorrow morning at 12:01 a.m.
That's right. And a lot of people are having special events and stuff like that all over the valley for this. So, and it was funny because Keon mentioned that when he was over there working in Chattanooga and, when he would go home, he'd have to, because they have like the location thing has to be active on your phone to make sure you're in a place that doesn't have, the betting's legal. So how many states are legal and how many aren't? And as you travel, Siege, you find it easy to still make your bets, or is it a thing where, where do you live, by the way?
St. Louis. So Missouri is not, but Illinois is. So the drive 15 minutes to the border is a very frequent activity of mine.
So this could be interesting for Arizona. A lot of people dropping in from Utah, maybe. I don't know. They go to Vegas for that. That's closer.
It's funny. If you want to bet on your phone, there's a lot more options in the other books that are opening up in Arizona tomorrow than Vegas. Vegas and Nevada are kind of way behind the game. I only knew it was 12:01 a.m. because if I am awake and sober, I actually was planning on taking a drive to Arizona myself. It's only like a 35-minute drive from here.
How funny.
To place a couple bets.
So New Mexico,
there's a lot of markets that just aren't available out here that are available in DraftKings, FanDuel, PointsBet, whatever.
Could be like for at least a brief moment, a little bit more tourism for Arizona. Boomer Sooner's got a question for you. Gallup or CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb, start your studs.
There you go. Now listen, start your studs is that always the right way to go?
Always start your studs.
Even in bad matchups.
You would have to have like the world's best option to not start a stud.
Okay, because but I guess the answer of that question is going to be, well, I guess that Josh Jacobs isn't a stud. All right, that's fine. I'm still hurting over that pick, man. Still hurting.
I'm just glad that I've drilled it in. I'm just glad that I have drilled it in. Now I don't have to make fun of you somewhere. You've got it on your own.
That hurts. It hurts my soul just a little bit. Nostramarcus says on the text line, Keon has a ton of pressure on him going into the season with such a strong endorsement from Siege. Conversely, if Jeffrey wins a few games, he'll have greatly exceeded the fantasy expert's opinion. Looking forward to the season. Yeah, that's about how it stands.
Yeah, if you're going to win some games, it's not that bad, all right? Like, I know I'm making fun of you. It's not like you're never going to win a match. I didn't say that.
It's not really a ringing endorsement either, is it? That's some game.
You're not in play for a championship at all. But
somebody's going to forget to set their lineup. That's all I'm saying. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, Siege, listen, thanks for being with us over there from the land of Las Vegas. And so how much longer you get to hang around there having fun?
Leave Monday night. So, yeah, we're just getting started.
Oh, I thought you were done with your drafts and stuff. So you're just getting ready for some more
stuff.
No,
that's why I'm not here tomorrow. I got a draft during the time that I would normally have fun with.
I thought it was travel stuff. All right. Well, I hope you do as well as I did. How's that?
I really hope not. But the good news is there's an open bar if I really do screw it up. So it'll be okay.
We got to get you into our fantasy football league next year. I think that would, or maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. if Siege is as good as it seems he is, maybe that is not a good idea. Maybe we just find wherever Boogie's playing.
I'll give you the truth.
I'm going to put you in Boogie's league wherever he's playing. Let you keep him from ever getting back to the Premier League. I think that would be a good plan. All right. Anybody else have any more fantasy football questions before we let him get back to the pool or the bar or wherever he's hanging out?
No, enjoy your time, Siege.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, we'll have you.
Thanks, guys. Sorry for the difficulties on the start. We'll eventually get this figured out one of these weeks.
Yeah, we'll get it. So listen, next Thursday at 4:18 p.m., Siege will be back getting you ready for week 2 of the NFL season. All right, Siege, have a good one, man. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, that sounded so good. That means that week 1 is almost here.
Well, I know. It's just like it's less than 24 hours now, man. So, all right, buddy. We'll see you later.
All right, see you guys.
All right, 888-368-1580. Hefty Lefty says, open bar at a draft party. This guy knows how to pick leagues. Yeah, the open bar part is the part that everybody's like, oh, yeah, hell yeah. We are going to have a just ridiculous party as soon as we possibly can. We don't even need a draft for that. But I'll tell you what, next year's draft party is going to be an insanity because I think at that point we'll have even more people playing in leagues. And as soon as I'm kind of like saying, okay, once the booster shots are available, once we're all good and boosted up, there's nothing that stops us from going out and having a big old blender remote somewhere. And yes, alcohol will be nearby. I ain't saying open bar. That's the kind of thing that puts old Radio Ron into cardiac arrest. If I say, come on out to the broadcast, it's an open bar. No, don't even joke about that. So, yeah, we're definitely going to do that. We're definitely going to do that. Hey, I kind of, I feel like, with all you Broncos fans like Hefty Lefty and Screaming Eagle, I think that they are owed an explanation. Because last season when the Denver Broncos didn't have any eligible quarterbacks for the game against the Saints, and we're like, we had some issues with the COVID, and nobody really had the full story. Well, now we figured out why the NFL had been so hard on them. The league wouldn't reschedule the game, so Denver was forced to let practice squad wide receiver by the name of Kendall Hinton take snaps, because he had a little bit of quarterback experience in college. Denver lost that game damn near what Randy kind of predicts the score between the Cardinals and the Titans, 31-3. So now we have found out the real reason all four the Denver quarterbacks were ineligible and why the NFL wouldn't cut them any slack is because of what happened. Drew Lock, Brett Rippon, Blake Bortles, and Jeff Driscoll got together to watch film, right? But they're like, we want to sit close together. So they all took off their contact tracing devices, put them in the four corners of the room, and then they sat together in the middle of the room. Oh my! They got caught by surveillance video, and then they tried to lie about it later. And Drew Lock's the only one still with the Broncos, even though he lost his starting job to Teddy Bridgewater. But that is why. Now, I don't feel bad for the Broncos.
Not at all.
I was like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't fair. You postponed Seahawks games, but you won't even give. Come on, give these guys a. No, that was dirty. Dirty on the parts of Drew Lock, Brett Rippon, Blake Bortles, and Jeff Driscoll to cheat the system. And so none of them actually had COVID. They were ineligible because they got busted trying to cheat the system.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? Everybody knows that you've got a small margin of error to make an NFL team and keep your position on an NFL team. And Brett Rippon and Jeff Driscoll and Blake Bortles ought to know they're nowhere damn good enough to overcome anything like that. And they still did it anyway.
Are they any of those three? Are they on teams right now?
Not that I've seen.
So that nonsense was their ticket right out of the NFL, it feels like.
And they immediately traded for a quarterback to start ahead of Drew Lock, if that tells you anything about that too.
Boy, yeah. You know what? I no longer feel sorry for him. Hefty Lefty says, us Bronco fans know why we sucked last year. And that's why we said, screw it.
Yeah.
Just Tip says, open bar. Boy, after I heard you say that, I got dizzy. What else to see? Yeah, but we're not having an open bar. Big George says, yes, please put the Siege in Boogie's league, not my league. I need all the help I can get to get back to Premier League.
There we go.
I'm not even kidding. I'll probably put Siege in Boogie's league just as a joke and just keep him. Of course, that's not fair to everybody else in that league either, is it?
No.
Yeah. I wish I could figure out a way to do it. Oh, well. All right, guys, that's this edition of the Daily Blender. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's right. It's an early edition, getting ready for week 1 of NFL football. Come on back and join us. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.